Nelson's irresponsible.
But when you careen into a side of a fucking concrete wall, there can't be any breaks into it, because that break in the concrete wall is what fucked that car up. Right, now I gotta start my phone. Somebody decided to go live.
Yeah, no shit. What you think? We just show up to fucking talk about Zampella?
Well, maybe.
Yeah, no shit. What you think?
After 3 weeks, I finally got a phone case for my phone. Fucking bullshit, Amazon.
Hey, it's not Amazon's fault. You bought the shit during the holiday season.
It kind of is. Don't sell shit if you can't ship shit. Who's got the vibrator going?
That's the dog with his stuffy.
Like, what type of stuffy?
Looks like some type of rabbit.
Oh, well, your definition of stuffy and my definition of stuffy are completely different, I guess. Especially the vibrating action. Sounds
What is
like
that, Obi? A ghost? Rabbit?
sounds like
What
a
the hell is it?
pissed off fucking predator behind you.
Get him! Get him! Tear his ass in half. What are you playing with? Huh?
Nothing. I'm live, so I can't play with anything. Sit here and stare at the screen about some ball X pit or some shit.
Sorry, Nelson doesn't take this podcast serious.
Nelson doesn't take anything serious.
Yeah, you got that right.
Well, he seems to take the things that makes him money serious, like
And
work, where he's willing to go in fucking dine and shit.
only thing he takes serious is Nintendo. Come on.
I
now.
can't afford to fucking miss a whole week of work.
You've been saying that, but yeah, you've bought 13 Switches, fucking 45 million
Bought 2
games,
Switches.
a brand new seatbelt. Like, seatbelts aren't cheap.
I could have paid whatever I wanted for that. I just didn't want to screw over my what do you want to call it? Supervisor. No, my supervisor did it.
Oh. Oh. Wife, supervisor, same thing.
Sucks that Henry couldn't be here with us today. Would have been nice to end the year with Henry as well, but he's at work. And we wish him well. Hopefully he's listening to us. Probably isn't.
He's out there playing his own type of Power Wisher simulator.
Yeah, he sure is. I don't know. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's doing something else because I don't think he does it during the winter down there.
Oh, he's probably removing all the
He's
Christmas
probably removing
lights.
lights.
Yeah.
Christmas is over.
Most people don't take lights off till after New Year.
Yeah, but they ain't renting them either.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
He's got to do everyone's probably in like 2 to 3 week span.
Hey, all that shit you did like 3 weeks ago, and we need you to undo it.
Yeah.
Whatever. They're paying.
Oh, let's see here. Well, this article.
Articles.
Yeah, articles.
Fucking,
You sent me articles.
I didn't send you no articles.
Oh, you sent me questionnaires.
Fucking articles. It's the wrong podcast for that shit.
Oh, bullshit. You read articles all the time.
Not really. I read them maybe once a week, and not even read them. I read the headlines.
All the time, asshole.
I keep it moving. These journalists don't even know how to write. They don't even know how to spell their name correctly. Jesus Christ, what you got, a vibrator over there, Nelson? Fuck.
What are you talking about?
You got a fucking vibrator up there? What the fuck is all that vibrating?
It's like it's in your ass and echoing out your mouth.
That's
I'm
funny.
playing Gran Turismo.
Jeez.
That's my controller. I was just driving in the snow. I don't know what you mean.
Are you playing on a PS2 controller? Like, what the fuck?
No, PS5.
That fucking vibration is strong. I got my vibration set to ultra max settings too, but damn, that shit.
Hey, these snow races are the shit.
Are you holding it like 2 inches from your fucking face?
Nope, it's down by my chest, my groin.
Oh, well. See, no wonder he's got the vibration up there.
Yeah, bro, that shit is loud as fuck. Look at that.
I'm fucking trying to jingle a fucking turd loose. Chat, feel free to comment if you hear Nelson's vibrator in the background.
There's nobody on the chat.
No, not yet. They seen my name in the description, like, oh, this is a pass.
Yeah, we might be ending the podcast soon. We're getting less and less viewers every week.
I think that's really just like a fucking like YouTube platform thing.
They push who they want to push.
I'm just finding myself less interested in watching programs. Ember, why are you trying to eat the food on top of the tin? Yeah, I'm judging you. Ooh, PlayStation gave me a winter background. Nice.
PlayStation don't give me shit.
You don't have the winter background?
No.
No, I'll send it to you. Oh, that's smooth. Look at that. You see that?
I'm taking a piss. I almost downloaded Streamlab today.
Don't you have to pay for that?
They got a free version, I think. But yeah, it's like $180 a year. It's fucking crazy expensive.
Yeah. It is a lot simpler to use from my understanding though, from what I've heard people talk about it, than like OBS.
Yeah, no, if I can get a free one, I won't get it. I mean, we barely have enough viewers for these live streams as is. Investing money in this, it just ain't feasible.
Nah.
All the money the channel does make is on my regular content.
Yeah, they like to push the recorded shit more than they like to push the live shit. Definitely.
Which is actually kind of crazy. Well, I mean, you get more advertiser money, I guess, but on the live shit, they make more money on the 30%, super chats and shit. But
yeah, but you have to have a sizable channel to do that shit to make it worth a while for them.
I mean, if you get 3 or 4 super chats on a couple hundred viewers, that's more than what they're gonna make on a video. I mean, have to take a look in order to make, I don't know, $100 on a video. You got to get what 20,000 views or something like that.
They're more looking at the advertisement on recorded shit than anything.
So if you have a whole bunch of channels with under 10,000, 5,000 subscribers, you would want to push their live shit because they're going to make more money on the super chats than anything else. Anything over 20, 30,000 viewers, yeah, I would push the recorded shit for sure. You can make more money. What up, Dizzy? We're going to get into what we're playing, but I am playing Forbidden West. I actually I'm on the mission where they about to hit you with or is there anything else you got to do before you continue? There's no turning back. What's up, Nate? Nate, hit me up whenever you got free time this week. I know we talked about it on X, but hit me up for sure. We'll lock down a time. We'll get into it with my NASA-powered PC. No, it's not. I mean, that thing can barely run solitaire. But that's what I've been playing, man. It took me almost a whole month or half a month to finish Forbidden West. It's going to be my most played game of the year, hour-wise. It's crazy how much time that game takes. But
it's a big game.
Oh, it's a big-ass game, and it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I love it. But while we're here, I'm about to play the DLC for that after I beat the game. Should be either tomorrow, I think. If not tonight, tomorrow. But while we're talking about it, hey, we have Welcome to the State of Gaming podcast, the last episode of the year, 2025. And today we're going to be talking about 2025 in general with gaming. And some of us are prepared, some of us are not, and you will know who is who. But there's some interesting things that happened this year that I think a lot of people forgot about, which we're going to be recapping. But today you have myself here with you guys, hang out, talk gaming for a little bit, as well as my co-host, Nelson Gaming Culture, who is sick. But Nelson, let the people know, specifically Dizzy, what you've been gaming on.
My bed.
All right. RPG, what have you been playing on?
That's where I spent most of my break, in bed.
Mostly.
With no voice.
Mostly PlayStation and then here PC the last half of the year.
Well, what games have you been playing?
A shit ton of Satisfaction. A little bit of Deep Rock Survivor. A little bit of Oblivion, and that's about it on the PC side. As far as the PlayStation side, I've been playing Yote.
You forgot one.
Split Fiction with you earlier in the year.
No, I'm saying right now. What are you playing right now?
On PlayStation? Or
no, just like what games have you been playing recently in the last week?
In the last week, I've been diving back into Valhalla and Forza.
There you go. I almost bought Forza today I got that $50 gift card, but I still think $38 is too much.
Save it for the sixth one.
If
you're going to spend any money, spend it on the sixth one. Even if you have to wait until a half price.
I'm going to buy some of the indie titles I've been holding off on. I don't know the names off the top of my head, but there's one. It's like Dave the Diver, but in outer space. and you hunt like alien creatures, and then you bring them back to the restaurant to cook them. That's one. It's like $15.
There's one other game like I want to play is Moonlighters 2. That looks fun.
Moonlighters. Oh yeah. Isn't that like a side scroller kind of, or no, not side scroller, but like a 32-bit looking kind of game?
It's like a top down style game, and you go and you explore dungeons and shit and kill monsters, and then you take the shit that you get from those dungeons and whatnot, you take it back to your store and you try to sell it.
Okay. Yeah, I think there was a game called Moonlighter, or maybe it's called something else on
No, it's
Switch.
called Moonlighter, and then it's Moonlighters 2 is the next one. And the Moonlighters 1 was like a side scroller.
Okay, that's the one I'm referring to. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I owned a physical copy of it on the Switch, but then I traded it in because it didn't have its case. I got it in one of those generic ass cases from GameStop, so it's like, this shit's ugly.
The fucking green and white box.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck, GameStop? But yeah, I don't like ordering games on GameStop online. I like to pick them up in store for that reason. But sometimes you gotta gamble it.
There ain't none of them close to me. They all closed.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a risk, but sometimes they got those sales like buy 3 get 1 free. Then it's kind of hard to get all the games you want on your list in one location. So it's like, fuck, I gotta risk it. But yeah, man, I've been doing a lot of Horizon Forbidden West gaming. That's what I've been on, and I kind of have this dissociation with gaming right now because I've been in the same damn game basically for 2 weeks. This is the only time right now that I'm playing something different, which is Ball X Pit. I tried booting up, or I did boot it up, Cyberpunk on the PC, and I just got fucking all these settings thrown at me, and I don't know what none of the shit means, so I just stopped. I think I put in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something like that. I did play a little bit of Rome Total War on PC, but that I've been playing. I know how to play that years and years. But that is about it for gaming. It's just been Forza or Horizon. The 2025, man, it's come and gone. In about 3-4 days, it will be the end of. We will be over the half decade mark of the 20s in the 2nd century, and we are 5 years into the PlayStation console, going to the 6, or we are in the 6. Same thing with the Xbox Series X. Nintendo just started this year, the Switch 2. We have some high expectations in 2026. We have the GameCube, the Steam Cube console thing that's highly anticipated by many people. So that's exciting. I would have purchased it, but I have a PC, so probably not, unless that thing can do 4K 120, which I don't think it will, but we'll see. But since we are talking about the GameCube real quick, what about you, RPG? You own a PC already, a very capable PC. How are you feeling about the GameCube?
If I buy one, it'll be secondary. So it'll be something. If I buy it, it'll be for the girlfriend to play Steam games with, and that will be its only purpose. As far as like buying one to replace my PC, no. My PC is double, if not triple, what that Steam box is capable of.
Yeah. I'm going to be interested to see exactly what that thing does. I mean, I know that Digital Foundry does this thing, but I don't like Digital Foundry. I catch them in lies all the time, and I just don't fucking like their faces. I don't like the dudes who do that shit. They're fucking retarded. They just rub me the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is.
You got that guy, Oliver, that Thrash says he sounds like he's fucking sucking on popsicles the entire time.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I just don't like none of them. I don't like the old dude. I don't like none of them. They're fucking weirdos to me. They just look like they look like somebody needs to go in their house and check their hard drive. You know what I mean? Like they just look like that type of person. And I'm not trying to accuse them or anything. I'm just saying that they look like fucking weirdos. And it may not be that, but it's probably something else. And they're just gross. I don't know. They're gross to me. But they've become very popular this console generation with the console war. They're literally the definition of console war, right? Because as much as they want to say they're not, their channel thrives on that. People that are going in there, they're not checking the difference between a fucking PS5 and PS4. We already know the PS5 more powerful. They're not checking the difference between a Series X and a Series S. They already know the Series X is more powerful. But what they are checking is the difference between a PS5 and game
and
like
PC.
Like Valhalla
Xbox no more.
and Xbox. That's how they did it back in the. I remember when Valhalla came out, and that was the thing, man. All the Xbox guys were.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, it
doesn't
was
make no sense.
So, but Nelson brought up a good point because now the comparison is PS5 and PC, and I actually just recorded a video today. I don't know when I'm going to post it yet. I've been recording. The way that I record videos is whenever I'm getting in the mood, I just go ahead and record 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 of them at a time, store them in a folder, and then when I schedule them, I schedule them later. Just because getting up to record something for that day or the next day can feel like there's pressure on you to come up with something. So I just do it when I'm in the mood. And one of the videos that I recorded today was basically along the lines of my experience as a gamer over the last 30-something years and what I think of modern gaming. And I know a lot of old heads like Nelson are going to really not like what I say in that video, but something that I said is the gap between PC gaming and console gaming has been getting thinner and thinner, over the years. And let's start a little bit with 2026 and what we think we're going to start it with 2026 and we're going to end it with 2026. But we're going to start with PC first and we're going to move to PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox. So with PC, I just saw a video from King Thrash a couple of days ago, and he made some pretty good points. And he was talking about the RAM issue that is happening. And RAM is the big one, but there's also other components that PC is having issue with as far as costs goes. GPU is one of them, and a couple other things. But RAM is the big one right now. Pricing has doubled and tripled in some cases. And I think I bought my PC at a good time. I think that the next year of pre-builds aren't going to be as cheap for the same shit that I got or similar because of that RAM. I even saw some of these PC or pre-built PC companies out there promoting that you can build your PC with no RAM in there and you can buy your RAM on your own, which is very odd, right? Normally you built the whole thing. They tell you what's compatible with what, if it fits, and they ship it to you. But they're opting to do some builds with no RAM and saying, hey, if you can find a better deal out there, go ahead. But something King Thrash was saying is that these RAM manufacturers are cutting back on RAM production, or not cutting back on RAM production, but are limiting what they sell to the end user, us, because they're focusing on these big companies who are buying 100,000, 500,000 at a time for their AI, right? AI is a big thing right now. And he said that it won't affect consoles as much because one of the big companies that's buying that large quantity at a time is PlayStation, right? They're selling millions of consoles a year, and they're one of the biggest purchasers of chips and RAMs and GPUs and all this shit. So I'm like, wow, that makes a lot of sense, right? If they're going to sell to these companies because they're buying way more than the one or two end user buys within a 5 or 10 year span, maybe consoles won't be as affected as much. But as we started the beginning of this conversation, I really want to dig into RPG's head here because we talked about it on the Discord yesterday. Was it yesterday, RPG, where I sent you the picture of for Horizon with the frames?
Yeah, it was. You were hitting anywhere from 55 to almost 80, and you said you did hit 80 on your Pro.
Yeah.
With in 4K.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's native 4K or upscaled 4K is regardless of the matter.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you're still hitting good frames
Good
anywhere,
frames.
like I said, from 55 to 80.
Yeah, so that would have been inconceivable before this generation. You know what I mean? So when we talk about the gap,
locked at 30.
Yeah, you were locked at 30, right? So, and you know what? And RPG is sensitive to frames where I'm not as sensitive, and I'm of the thinking of 10, 15 minutes you get used to it. But I was playing a game on my PS5. I forget the game, but it was like 30 frames, and man, that shit was. Oh, it was Horizon. I was checking the different settings. It went to 30, and I was like, holy shit. But
you put that bitch back on quality.
I have pro quality or something like that. But anyway, so I'm hitting 60 consistent, right? Consistent 60, and of course it's never gonna be a steady every single, if but you're always gonna range a little bit. Like I hit 55, 65, 70, 75, whatever. It's always gonna manipulate the frames depending on what's going on the screen and a whole bunch of other shit. But it stays right around that 60, which is what's important. Now I just bought a PC. Now, what I can probably expect from my PC is 1440, maybe 120 frames per second, right? On a game like Horizon, I don't know if I could hit it, but I think it can. We will see. But the point is that difference between frames and visuals from a console to a PC isn't that much difference. But yet I paid almost double, or actually double, for the PC and everything it entails versus a PS5 Pro. So RPG, leading with that, do you think as the next year in 2026 comes around, PlayStation, all these console manufacturers are looking for ways to push more power out of what they have and what they got coming out? Do you see a world where a console is under $1,000 and can hit 4K, 100 frames, 120 frames per second?
No, not really. At 4K, 120, 100 to 120 frames per second, under 1,000, that's going to be very hard.
I mean, we're already hitting 4K 60 at 700.
I mean, you're gonna have to lean more not into your raw power of your console, but more into AI upscaling and frame generation, which is where I'm wondering where that big massive PSSR2 update what it's going to be able to do in the next year. If it's going to be all that is what it is and what they say it's going to be, how big of a game changer that update's going to be for PSSR2 with the PS5 and not for the PS5, but the PS5 Pro. Because PS5 does not have, the base one does not have PSSR.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Nelson? What do you think about that? Do you think we will see a world where we can get that kind of performance out of a console?
Yeah, I do, but will it be in the next 3 years? I don't know. It could be 10 years from now,
Yeah, but it's not going to be at that $1,000 mark. You're going to be talking about that $1,500 mark.
Yeah, I think I think it will, and I think it will be under $1,000. And I'm not saying it's going to be way under 1,000, but look, we're already at 700, and we're getting 4K 60. Heck, if we really want to put it as to what I experienced, we're hitting 4K 80. Now, it's not consistent, but we know the system is capable. And I think pushing out another 20, 30 frames per second, all you got to do is just tweak a few more things, and you're there. Now, if they put
10 years ago, if you would have asked somebody if you could hit 1080 60 on a console for under $500, they'd tell you you're crazy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. It's all about the upscale and AI from here on out. This is not raw power performance. This is all fucking AI upscaling and frame gen.
Shit, that's all PC's been using for years, though.
Yeah, and now the consoles are catching up with that aspect. we can't shove enough shit in this tiny box. And as far as power to performance and brute forcing this bitch, no, we got to implement fucking AI and upscaling and frame gen to get what we need to get.
To keep prices down.
And upscaling and frame gen doesn't cost as much money as brute forcing components into a small ass box.
You know, something that I told.
Same thing we're seeing from the handhelds right now.
Something that I told the guys on the Discord as well is how I see a future, and I think it'll be more recent than not, where PC guys will be returning back to console. And reason being is cost will be the big one. Cost of performance is going to be a big one. And I mean, that PS5 or the PS5 Pro for what it's doing. Hell, even just a regular PS5, because a PS5 can hit 60 as well, just not at 4K. I mean, $500 versus, you know, 1,000 plus. It's, I mean, that's a big difference. We're talking double the money, and yeah, we'll see what happens, especially how the economies are reacting, how the computer parts are going, how they're, you know, transforming the PC market. It's going to be very interesting to see. So that's something to really look into in 2026 and see how many more advancements we see in this specific topic. Because
I think one game that's going to do that, as far as like revert, maybe get some more potential PC players to adopt a current gen console, and we all know what I'm thinking, is going to be GTA 6.
Well, you know,
it's not going to be on PC day one, where it's going to be on console day one.
You know, I thought about that as well, but I think
PC players are willing to wait, but how long are they willing to wait, you know? Because right now the window is kind of open.
Well, 2025, Steam hit, I think it was 2025, Steam hit 44 million active users at one point, which is the most ever. Steam has almost or more than doubled in growth this console generation. And something that I noticed while I was checking out the winter sale over on Steam, I was looking at the
Everyone's buying 10-year-old shit.
Yeah.
The thing that I noticed the most on the winter sale is that there really isn't, or on the global list of most sold games, or the games that are sold the most, is I didn't really see too many games that you can only play on PC. Everything, like 95% of it was shit you can play anywhere and everywhere. So it wasn't PC exclusive games only. And the PC exclusive games only, they weren't even in the top 10, except for like Dota 2 and was that one shooter, Fire Strike or whatever the fuck it's called. That big PC shooter. What's that big PC shooter they have over there, developed by Valve?
Developed by Valve PC shooter.
Counter-Strike.
Oh, yeah.
Game's like 25 years old.
Besides Counter-Strike and Dota 2, I didn't really see anything in the top 10. Everything was multi-platform.
And both those games are 15 plus years old.
So when you compare the PC user, what games they're playing, they're not playing exclusives really. Now, that also adds to the equation, and it's like, okay, so I just don't understand it, because you have all these users on PC, 44 million of them at the same time using Steam, but they're playing games that you can play everywhere else, but yet the cost of entry is way more than console. So I don't get that. Is it because maybe you buy a pretty good PC and it lasts you for...
A lot of people are still playing on 1060s, man. 960s.
No, I think the current right now is a 3060.
That's the most used. I'm saying a lot of the users are using less than that. like 60%.
I'm going with the most used, like you said, the most used is 3060s and up.
Yeah, but there's 100 goddamn cards out there. That might be 6%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're true on that one. You're running 1080s, 2080 Ti's, and shit like that. But for the most things, it's 3060 and above.
Mm-hmm.
And that 3060 could be a fucking 8 gig card. An 8 gig card is not going to get you very fucking far.
So, where do you see PC getting bigger or smaller in 2026? PC gaming, I should say.
Price with the current RAM, the current SSD, and the current GPU pricing, it's not a growing market right now. A lot of people that are wanting to transfer to PC, they can transfer, but they're not going to transfer much past what the consoles can do now. So
Yeah.
if they want price to performance, they're better off buying a console. And if they're gonna buy a console now, because the consoles we've seen are only gonna go up in price, whether it be Xbox or PlayStation. Nintendo is probably gonna raise their shit eventually, but right now, sure as shit, it's gonna be Xbox first, and then PlayStation second, and then Nintendo third.
If Nintendo raises their prices, they're gonna die.
Yeah, Nintendo really need to fucking raise their price because they're already making fucking bank on their current pricing. So they don't really need to raise their shit unless greed comes into the folder.
Well, greed's already there. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
with their $30 fucking Nevos or whatever.
yeah, and I mean, $10 for a fucking tutorial console game. Yeah, no, they're.
Yeah,
and also,
fucking game.
Well, let's move on to Nintendo and what we see in 2026, because Nintendo came in second place this last November as far as the holiday sales in video games. First it was PlayStation, then Nintendo. Next it was the NEX system, which I don't even count that because that thing will be it's 1 month and it's gone, right? After the holidays, nobody's gonna be buying that shit. And then of course Xbox at the very last. Now, what up, Tal Geese? How you doing, bro?
What's going on, Toggies?
So and then we're also gonna get into the market crash thing that people have been talking about, because the whole market crash conversation, which by the way, no journalist has written about this yet as of 2 days ago when I last checked. This is all coming from YouTubers. But basically this market crash, they're taking that because when we compare year over year numbers, or from November 2024 to the month of November in 2024 to the month of November in 2025, console sales were down 40%. Now, as a whole, right, the whole year, they're up 27%. So they're not down as a year, it's just the holiday shopping period, which is the lowest it's been since like 1996 or 1997. Therefore, they're saying there's going to be a market crash. But let's just stick with the holiday sale real quick. So Nintendo is the newest console in the market. They just released in June, right? June or July, June. And they started hot. I mean, I myself am guesstimating they're at 12 million. We don't know that for sure. We know for sure they're over 10 million, but we don't know the exact number. I'm guessing they're at 12 million, but 10 million. And they slowed down since that launch period, which technically they still are within the first year, I would say. PlayStation is staying the most consistent. RPG, where do you see Nintendo in 2026? Do you think that they're gonna ramp up in sales? Do you think they'll stay where they're at now, maybe go down a little bit? What do you think of Nintendo in 2026?
I think they're gonna keep the course. They're not gonna see massive growth, and they're not gonna see massive loss. What they need to do is put system seller games out. And those system sellers are going to be like Mario, more maybe something in the difference of Donkey Kong or Zelda. Nintendo sells on exclusive games, their first party IP. Not their third party, because we've all seen what their third party games look like on the Nintendo Switch. You seen it firsthand. You bought Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah.
On your Nintendo Switch 2, you played it and you're like, fuck this shit, I'll go back to my PlayStation.
And I'll go back to Xbox.
Yeah. So they cannot rely on third party to carry their console. It needs to be their first party.
Yeah.
And I think the big thing is going to be, since they already put out a Mario game, they've already put out a Donkey Kong game, they need to put out a third Zelda game, and they need to put out a...
well, they do. They have Hyrule Warrior or whatever.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That's not a true blue Zelda game. That's a fucking Dynasty Warrior
game.
That's a Dynasty Warrior fucking bootleg knockoff. They need to put out a Animal Crossing New Horizons 2, because that's the one game during the fucking COVID 2020 era.
That bitch sold like 30 million copies in like a year and a half.
That's the game that they need to put out.
So, do you think that will happen in 2026?
The Animal Crossing, no. Maybe 2027. As Zelda, no. Probably 2027. But a new Mario game? I can see them squeezing out a new Mario game.
Okay. So what you're saying is, if they want to actually elevate themselves a little bit and not stay the course or dip, they have to come out with a Mario, a Zelda, what are these games in order to not fall below the even line, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with that. What about you, Nelson?
Yeah, the strength of their lineup, their best year will be the biggest years that you can't buy something on Switch 1. Because right now, great time to buy a Switch 1. I have one for sale. A lot of people wanted it before Christmas. I was not healthy enough to sell it during Christmas, and now everyone wants to cheapskate me. People are willing to pay, what I wanted for it before, but now they don't because Christmas is over. But there's only 2 games you can't get for, Switch 1, and you can get it really, really cheap, so...
Yeah, I think there's a combination of things with Nintendo. I actually think that in 2026, Nintendo is, let's just say they're at even keel right now as far as sales goes. I think they're going to go lower than that. I think that if they do come out with a Mario or Zelda game, I think it'll bump it up for a month or two, but it won't do much. I think Nintendo's biggest problem is just their pricing. And if they go up any more than where they're at now, that dip is just going to go even further. I really don't think...
they need to get that Switch Lite out sooner than later, too.
Yes.
Not everyone needs a dock.
Yep. But, Nintendo, they're playing the...
long game.
I wouldn't say that. They're playing the capitalist game, where they're trying to give their people, their customer base, the least amount that they possibly can to make the most amount of money. Now, I know a lot of companies do that in specific, but with a $450 console, you have to come better than that, because there's way better options out there for the same money, if not cheaper. And I just don't know if what they're doing is going to be enough. And we're seeing that now. Fuck, they came in second place during the holidays. People aren't buying them over PlayStation, so we know this for a fact, right? What did PlayStation have this year, first party-wise? Nothing. Ghost of Yotei and Death Stranding 2. That is it.
Yeah. And that Death Stranding 2 really wasn't a first-party game. It was a fucking a partnership.
Yeah.
But with that fucking that Switch 2 Lite that Nelson was speaking of, I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
Because
that's the first one they cut off. They already stopped producing the Switch Lite. They said no more.
Well, I'm thinking more of the sense of the mouse controls. of the Switch 2.
Yeah.
If
And you
you're
know how
making a
Nintendo likes their continuity.
Switch 2 Lite that has undetachable controls, I mean, they're fucking molded into the handheld. You can't use any games that use the mouse controls, which I don't know how many games of the Switch 2 actually use the fucking mouse controls, so don't hold me to that.
Not that many, but Nintendo loves its continuity. They will bite their nose to spite their face. You know what I mean?
They like their gimmicks.
Yeah.
I don't know, because suddenly you had the hand controls for some games, I think, on Switch 1, didn't they?
Yeah, I think with the Switch 1, they were more flexible because it was
The
a
gyro?
new... The Is that what you're talking about, Nelson? The gyro?
Yeah.
Well, you can still use gyro in the handheld, but you can't use a mouse function on the Switch 2 if you can't take the fucking controller off the screen.
Nobody gives a shit about that mouse.
Well, Nintendo does.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, nobody gives a shit,
I
but
tell my
Nintendo
kids not
does
to
because
use it
they.
'cause I'm worried they're gonna break the goddamn thing.
Well, we won't even get into that conversation.
And if they do, that's $100 out of your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nintendo said, fuck you. We deserve top dollar.
No, but if Nintendo wants to sell big next year or even the year after 2026 or 2027, they need to put out a new Zelda 3 and they need to put out a new Animal Crossing
Smash.
game. A Smash might happen, but they need to play on their IP. They do not need to lean on third party. They need to play on existing IP from Nintendo or make a new IP. Mega Man could be a big one for them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting year in 2026 for Nintendo for sure. I mean, we just spoke about a few of the different things. I've been speaking with friends and family this holidays about, Nintendo in specific, just because I found it so interesting that they came in second place. I mean, you're talking a 5-year-old console versus a brand new one, right? And the same things they told me. One, it's too expensive. Two, I can play the games on my current Switch. And three, there isn't anything I want to play on Nintendo. So exclusives do matter. They do matter at the end of the day. People need a reason to buy your console, and games is the way to do it. All the other shit.
Sean Layden would agree.
Sean Layden would agree. And FYI, I agree with Sean Layden on a lot of things, but I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't know why. I just don't. But I do agree with a lot of what he says.
He's very carpety.
Yeah, I don't know. He rubs me the wrong way. But yeah, Nintendo's gonna be one to keep an eye out in 2026 for sure. Once again, I think if they raise that pricing up one more time, I think they're dead. I think that they're not even gonna do half of what they did with the Switch 1. And it's gonna be unfortunate, but you know what? That's the humbling Nintendo needs for sure, because they are on this fucking horse that they are unstoppable and they are getting away with a lot of shit. Nelson just talked about the controllers with his kids and they might break it if they pull it apart. They want you to do that. They want you to fucking your kids to break the shit. That's why they gave you the same shitty controllers that gave you stick drift in the first fucking Switch and the second one. You know what I mean? Like they
couldn't even spring for the Hall effect.
No, especially for what they're charging. They literally did not give you the OLED. They gave you the same fucking shitty Joy-Cons. They literally did the bare minimum of upgrading this fucking thing. The bare minimum. The Switch 1 released outdated. The Switch 2 released outdated as well. When's the last time that a Nintendo console released where you're like, oh wow, this was a big jump from the previous one? GameCube.
The biggest improvement that they did was take the little fucking slide clicky things for the controllers, and they made those magnets.
Yeah. And even then, I wouldn't call that a huge improvement. Honestly, you know what's the big improvement they did is the where you put your games in, that little cover. They made it way better this time around, where now it has its own like bendy thingy. So it's not just all hard plastic the whole way around. It actually has some rubber in there, so it becomes more flexible. But let me catch up with the chat real quick. I really want the chat involved tonight. Let me go back a little bit. And Nate, talking about our PC conversation earlier, he says he does like to check console performance to PC performance on some games. Dizzy, shout out to you, bro. You've been active all night. Getting concerned with my PS5. Had a couple times with certain games where it crashed from random errors to the dash. Went to restart it today and it got stuck on a life cycle, so I had to unplug it.
Yeah,
Dizzy,
sorry, Dizzy.
try. When's the last time you cleaned your PS5? Because something I learned this console generation I had no idea about, and I haven't had this problem ever since. But after the first 2 years, I had a similar problem as you. And what I found out is you need to take the plates off, blow all that dust out, and put the plates back on. Make sure you're doing that every couple months, every 6 months, every year. Just get a routine out of doing it. I do that with all my consoles every 3 to 4 months. But as soon as I started doing that, I had no more issues ever again. So check that
Yeah,
out.
spend that $30 on an Amazon air like keyboard air blower thing. It does wonders.
Yeah, exactly. Then Dizzy says, wonder if my liquid metal has leaked, has some overclocking fan issues too with certain games where I got some overheating messages. Yeah, try that, Dizzy, because I used to get all that, bro, especially the overheating shit. I will be playing a game and all of a sudden it was shut out. Um, Talgisi here says, agree, third party is cheeks. He's talking about Nintendo. The Adventures of Elliot is coming out on Switch. That game does look pretty cool. Voyager starting to echo. Voyager, stop echoing. I'll buy a Switch 2 when they release a new non-scrolling Mario game. Good luck with that, man. One of my favorite comments, it's clean. You, well,
Fucking what?
I don't know what to tell you then, man, because I had those issues. I cleaned my shit, never had it again. The other thing too is don't use a vacuum. Well,
No,
you can use something that sucks, but don't use a vacuum. Get one of those air blowers, those keyboard
nothing
blower
that
things, but that also
nothing
has a
that plugs
reverse.
into the wall.
Nothing that plugs into a wall. Yeah, you can fucking short the whole
Battery
system
operated.
out. So let's move on to PlayStation real quick because PlayStation to me had a very bad 2025. As a gamer, it was one of the worst years in gaming for PlayStation that I've seen, and fuck, I don't even know how many years. 2026 RPG. Where do you see PlayStation going?
In 2026, from 2025, I've not got a lot of hope. As far as from their first party studios, we got possibly Wolverine coming from Insomniac. We got Sorrows coming from Housemark, and there might be a third one in there. I can't remember,
Tocom.
but
So this year they're starting off strong already versus 2025 when far as games goes.
I'm not having a whole lot of hope for PlayStation though. Aside from that, because I've not seen enough from Wolverine. I've seen enough from Sorrows and heard enough from Sorrows that is a real hit and miss from Returnal, and Token I really have no interest in. As much as it looks good, I'm not a fighting game person.
Well, like they tell me all the time, because I agree with you. I don't really give a shit about Tocom. I think it's a wasted of fucking resources.
But
But
I'm not the target audience.
yes, I mean either. But they do have, like they tell me, right? Just because you don't want to play those games doesn't mean that they don't have anything coming out. And
Yeah.
2025 to 2026, I mean, three versus one is a big, big difference. Aside from the games, do you think that they've learned their lesson from the 2025 fuck up as far as live service goes?
Learned no, but they're not going to push as hard into the live service. Now, Bungie, that's a whole fucking ordeal. Bungie is gonna push their game out and with Marathon, and Bungie's going to, in my opinion, they're going to shit the bed. Whether they shit the bed within that first month or they shit the bed within 6 months, I don't see Marathon happening. I'm not ill willing against Marathon and the live service and their push, but I just don't see it because When we think of Bungie, we think of old school Halo, and we think of Destiny. And I think that's what that studio should stick with.
Yeah, no, I don't see Marathon doing anything
I don't either.
at all. But yeah, that'll be the fourth game this year that they release. So it seems like they have some games coming out, right, in comparison, but I agree with RPG. I don't think that they learned their fucking lesson. And it's not because they don't know what's happening. They know exactly what's happening. It's just that their want is way stronger, right? They want to get that big live service game out there, and that overrules everything. Something that people just aren't quite, when we talk about live service games and people say, well, the reason they're doing it is because they need the money, blah, blah, blah. They don't need the fucking money, first off. They're making more money than ever in their whole company's history right fucking now, okay? And they're putting out the least amount of games ever right fucking now. Third-party deals, first-party deals, second-party, you fucking name it, PlayStation is down. They're releasing less games. They're making more money than ever. So this whole fucking mumbo-jumbo that they need a live service game to pay the fucking bills is completely dog shit. The other thing that they're doing is they're going up in price. They're not going down in price, which is also what's stifling their sales. One of the reasons I believe they did well this holiday season is because they were selling consoles for $300. $300. So that definitely motivates some people to go out there and buy a console, whether it's your first console or even another console for the family. But something
PS5
that they're
for $300, fucking steal.
But the thing that people just, I don't think, are quite getting this console generation is that PlayStation is increasing pricing, so they're not taking a loss on their console, right? They're selling way more games digitally, so they don't have those costs accrued with a physical game. And they are also increasing pricing. So they're not bringing pricing down, which they're already making money off the console. They're increasing pricing, which makes them even more money on the console. They're putting out more accessories than ever, making a killing on that. And they're giving you less physical games, which means they're making more money on that end as well. And they're charging you for online services more than ever as well. So this whole, I feel bad for Sony because they don't have a hit live service game and they're not making the money. They're not competing with fucking Fortnite or Call of Duty. It's complete dog shit. So you, as a PlayStation gamer, no wonder I feel that gaming is the most expensive it's ever been, even though games are the cheapest they've ever been. RPG, what do you think about what I just said there?
I mean, as far as PlayStation having a hit live service game, it's not PlayStation first party IP, but PlayStation did put out Helldivers 2, and that was a fucking hit.
Which is now on Xbox, by the way.
Which is a year and a half later or whatever it was launch title wise or that gap. I mean, that was still a good hit by them, but 1 out of 12 fucking live service games is not a great track record.
Yeah, Henry's right. GT7 is fucking crushing the game right now.
Yeah, GT7 is, you don't fucking doubt GT7.
So how much more do they need? They have GT7, they have Helldivers. What more do they need?
They need that stand-apart game. They need their own Fortnite.
I'm gonna be real. That's probably never gonna happen.
Can they achieve their own Fortnite? That's yet to be seen.
I don't think so. They got the best developers in the world and still haven't put a game out.
Fortnite wouldn't be what it is without the BR.
Without the what?
Without the Battle Royale part.
Oh, you're over here talking that fucking lingo.
Fortnite would not be the shit that it is now without the Battle Royale mode. Because when Fortnite first started out, it was a tower defense game. There was no BR, there was no arena, there was no nothing. It was a pure tower defense PvE style game.
Well, yeah, we've spoken about that a million different times already, where build off the shit you already have, right? And they seem to cancel the games where they're doing exactly that, and they're putting out fucking games where they're closing down after a couple weeks. So it's like, we live in a time now where it just takes way too long to develop these fucking games, and the margin of error is extremely small here. So with RPG, I also agree. 2026, I don't think it's going to be a good year for us gamers in regards to Sony. Not saying it's not going to be a good year for PlayStation. I think it's going to be one of their best years for PlayStation. But for us gamers, I don't think it's going to be that good of a year.
It's going to be a great year for gamers. But it's going to be a decent year for PlayStation gamers.
Yes, it's going to be a great year for game. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, RPG, with that. What about you, Nelson?
It's going to be a shitty year for.
I want all the games they're coming out with, except for maybe fucking Marathon.
So there you go. Nelson wants all the games, or he's looking forward to all the games except for Marathon. Let's move on to Xbox now. The last one in the quad group of gaming hardware console people. Well, 2025 was a big year for Xbox. It is the year they unofficially went third party, right?
There you go. There you go, Will. Housemarque Sorrows looks to set up to provide a less punishing experience.
Yeah, it still looks like a fucking ripoff of Returnal, so nothing new there. RPG, what do you think 2026 looks like for Xbox? Do you think they'll release another PC freaking console like people have been saying? Or what do you think?
In 2026, do I think that they're going to start talking about their plans for the future as far as their hybrid console PC box thing that they're doing? Yes. I think that talk's going to begin probably in the fall area, maybe even into the summer area with the Summer Games Fest. But do I see them doing anything like a hardware launch this year or next year in 2026? No, that's probably going to be early to mid 2027 as far as their hardware launch. So for Xbox and their first party game launch, I don't see them doing a whole lot. I think Forza 6 with the Japan edition of the game, to me, is probably going to be their biggest and their best game of 2026. And that's counting Halo and anything else that they decide to launch within 2026. I think Forza 6 is probably going to be their biggest and best game that they're going to put out in 2026.
Do you think Halo will hit on PlayStation like how they may hope it does? Like, no. Gears didn't.
No.
Do you think Halo will?
No. Dog shit.
After seeing what Gears did with the PlayStation 5 community, anybody who wanted to play Gears already bought an Xbox. And that's including you with your Series X.
If you wanted to play Halo, you've picked up one of the last 4 remasters.
Exactly. Is it going to sell? Yes, is it going to sell? It's going to sell, but is it going to sell enough numbers to matter? I don't think so. Are people just going to buy it just to say, hey, hi, I got fucking Halo on PlayStation? Yeah, but those are very few and far between, and mostly fucking Twitter fucking clickbaiters that go, haha, I got fucking Halo on PlayStation. Fucking suck it, bots. Yeah, you're gonna have those people, but do I see the overall sales of Halo being on PlayStation a fucking game changer for Xbox Studios or Microsoft Studios? No, it's just gonna be, the fucking next re-edition of Halo. If you played Halo back in 2012, Halo 1 Master Chief Collection, this is just going to be that exact same game with the fucking updated graphics. Just like Red Dead Redemption from Rockstar did with RDR1 and then putting out a remaster now. It's still the same fucking game. It just looks prettier and it runs better.
I actually disagree with you guys. I actually think that Halo's going to do way, way better than Gears did. A couple of the reasons why is because, one, name recognition. Halo is way more known by the general populace than Gears ever was. People forget that in the gaming community, Gears and Halo are huge. But when you look at hard numbers, Gears hasn't even surpassed 20 million in sales with all their games. At least I don't think. And if they did, it's not by much over. Halo definitely has, but once again, they haven't really hit that 40, 50 million mark like a Horizon has. So even though they're huge, they're really not that big. They were huge for the time, right? So I think name recognition is going to play a big role with the PlayStation side of things, something that Gears just did not have. Also,
but mostly what happened in the Gears and the Halo era was the 360. Not the original Xbox. So you're talking Gears of War 2 and Gears of War 3 and Halo 2 and Halo 3 versus Gears of War 1 and Halo 1.
In total. We're talking in total here. It's not like PlayStation where they had Halo 2 that sold 15 million copies and then Halo 3 sold another 20. No, those numbers don't exist within those franchises. As a matter of fact, Xbox doesn't have any franchises that sold those kind of numbers. Yeah. We're talking total for the trilogy. I
have to agree with Tall Geese on this one. With the Halo multiplayer was the selling point.
Well, that's the other thing I was going to say is that Halo does have a redefined multiplayer aspect to it, where Gears, it wasn't. The multiplayer in Gears was like the multiplayer in Uncharted or the multiplayer in The Last of Us. Like, yeah, they were cool, they were good, but they weren't the main reason you bought those games. Where Halo, it's kind of like Call of Duty. People buy those games just for the multiplayer, and I think those are going to be the things that separate it from Gears as far as performing goes. And
is this Halo going to come with the online multiplayer?
I don't know if it will.
I don't think it was.
I don't think it will.
Confirmed.
But remember, we're still. Well, that wasn't the main reason, but that is one of the reasons I think it will. But the main reason is name recognition, and it checks all the dots for a PlayStation gamer, right? It's got the single player campaign, it's got the shooter, it's got the lore, it's got the history, it's got all those things that PlayStation gamers love. And for the critics who say, well, this was an Xbox 360 type of game, take a look at the shooters that have been coming out in recent years over on PlayStation. What's the big one that came out last year? Space Marine 2. That's the biggest fault that these critics said that the game had, was that it was a boomer shooter or a 360 shooter. It wasn't going to do well, and look how it ended up doing. So I don't think that's hurting it. I think that's helping it.
I mean, we'll see at the end of the day. I mean, when it drops, and and then 3 months after drop, we'll see what the numbers are. And
well, we will never see what the numbers are because they never release them.
We probably won't see what the numbers are, but we'll see what the consumers say.
Yes.
So if I have to eat crow on that, I have to eat crow on it.
Well, you don't have to eat anything. We're just opinionating here. We don't know anything. We're nobodies.
I don't think that Halo will do as good as it will. Was it a shock when it was finally confirmed that Halo was...
Wait a minute. I'm saying it's going to do better than Gears, and it might even do what they expected it to do. I'm not saying it's going to do the numbers that it once did. I don't think it'll do that.
I think it will do the same, if not lower, than what Gears will do.
Yeah, I think it was going to go above that. But chat, let us know what you guys think about that. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. Saros is like Returnal, not interested. Phantom Blade is a samurai game. Number 64 in a year, not interested. Marvel Tokon is a niche fighting game that you have to enjoy the genre. Yep. Yeah, that's when we said these games are going to be good for PlayStation, but not the PlayStation gamer, right? And that's what we mean by that exactly. And just said Wolverine probably will be pushed out of the fall release because of GTA. That's going to be the the interesting part right there, because we have Soros dropping in March, I think it is. Then we have Tocom with no date, but they did say early 2026, and that leaves summer or fall. And I don't think PlayStation wants to release it in late fall with
I would say
GTA there. I think it would be anywhere between
May.
July to October is when Wolverine will come out, somewhere around there. That's just what I'm guessing. What do you say, May, RPG?
For Tokum,
No, for Wolverine.
Wolverine, I would say July.
September.
Yeah, somewhere around
No.
there. We're in the ballpark.
I don't think as late as September with November right around the corner. I mean, that would be.
No, that's not too soon. That's still 2-3 whole months.
I mean, if it's a 30 to 40 hour game, yeah, you could probably push it out until September. Which that's probably all it's going to be is a 30 to 40 hour game.
And
So,
look,
yeah, you could wrap that up before GTA hits. But that's
PlayStation.
even if fucking GTA actually fucking drops this year, if they don't fucking push their delay date out
2029.
to May fucking 2027.
If they do that, I think they're gonna lose sales. People.
I think the hype's already fucking died with this last delay.
Yeah, I don't think they're quite
hype's
there yet.
My hype's died.
Yeah, I'm not quite there yet with them, because it's not like I'm seeing shit from GTA all the time, like how Phantom Blade. It's like every award show, every fucking state of play, it feels like. I know it's not true, but that's what it feels like. They're mentioning Phantom fucking Blade, and it's been, what, 3 years when they first announced that fucking thing. Like, I'm over that fucking game. I feel like I played it, beat it, didn't like it, and I'm ready to fucking move on. That's
Yeah,
how I feel about
It's my
that.
most anticipated.
It's almost like we've seen too much of the fucking game.
Well, yes, we've
I
seen
just
too
want to fucking
much.
play it.
They've also this whole samurai shit. We got China coming out with basically nothing but samurai games. It's like, come
I'd
on,
be more
bro.
excited if I could see a Stellar Blade 2 game.
Yeah,
than
oh, yeah.
Than fucking Phantom Blade
Yeah.
next trailer right now.
Yeah. And like I said, bro, China, they've been promoting a shit ton of fucking samurai games. We just had Assassin's Creed Shadows. We had Ghost of Yotei. We got all these Souls games that are samurai games that dropped in 2025.
Yeah,
We
I'm
got
just saying, ride the
indies.
fuck out.
It's like, come on, man. And look, I know some people are like me as far as zombies go, where you can never have enough zombie games. Some people feel that way about samurai games. Heck, I think that's the biggest reason why Assassin's Creed Shadows did as well as it did, because some people just want the samurai fucking vibe, right? And I really do think that that's the reason that that game even did what it did, but not me. I don't really give a fuck about the Japanese vibe. Nothing against it. It's cool, but it's overplayed. I really don't care about swords or samurai or like. There's nothing that is like
When it comes to Shadows, I think that they were 10 years too far behind.
They were what
should've
far behind?
10 years too far behind. They
Well,
they
yeah.
should have launched a fucking Japan game in the Assassin's Creed thing around the fucking Origins and the Odyssey era.
Yeah, for maximum, sales. Yeah,
Yeah, because that's what everybody wanted in the Assassin's Creed. Like all the Assassin's Creed guys, like from the Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3, even in the Black Flag era, they wanted a Japan-oriented fucking AC game. And then they got Egyptian, and they're like, oh, well, this would be really cool if they fucking took it to Japan. And they got Odyssey, and they're like, oh, well, this would be really fucking cool if they took it to Japan. And then they got Valhalla, and oh, this would be really fucking cool if they took it to Japan. And they got Mirage, and like, oh, well, this would really be fucking cool if they took it to Japan. And then they finally took it to Japan, and it was a fucking game where you couldn't fucking go past the road into the woods without
Yeah.
fucking glitching the fuck out.
yeah.
So, yeah,
They had to wait for everyone else to do it first.
I call it the
they're like
most
10
linear.
Years too, they're 10 years too late.
I call it the
in my
most
opinion.
linear open world game that I've played this year. That's what I call Assassin's Creed Shadows, because it just blew my mind how it was so
very
limiting.
linear.
Very, very limiting. But yet they want to give you that illusion of choice, right? With the mission structures and how you selected the missions. You know, they gave you that fucking illusion, right? And that's what took me 90 hours to beat that fucking game. It wasn't because I was having the time of my life and I'm like, I got to explore everything. It was because I was confused on where the fuck to go to advance the fucking game, right? I was like, okay, do I do this main mission? Is this the main mission? And I just didn't fucking know. And I enjoyed the game enough to continue playing it, right? Because it was the first samurai game of the year, and I was ready for something like that. But typical fucking Ubisoft, it's just way too fucking bloated. They did something different that they don't normally do by structuring their missions the way they did, and they got about 30, 40 hours out of me that I wasn't gonna invest willingly into that fucking game. It actually became my most played game of 2025. And not by choice.
Against your will.
Yeah, literally. Literally. But in the next few days, Horizon will have taken it over, and that will make me feel way, way better about that. But now that we have went over about our plans for 2026 with the consoles and what we think is going to happen, yeah, I'm not excited for first party at all this year from none of the console makers, which is one of the first years that I can think of in a long time that I've said that. I'm actually looking forward to third party the most, and I can't recollect a time in my life that I have said that. Like, first party has always been it for me. Like, that is the one, but with Tocom and the Returnal fucking twin, and what's the other one?
Third party and fucking indies in 2026.
Mm-hmm. Now, I've been crushing indies this whole generation, so that's, but indies, as much as I love them, they don't give me the thing that I like most, right? They don't give me that complete package. They don't give me that gameplay is badass, visuals are badass, story is badass, the map layout is badass, the level design is badass. Like, it just doesn't hit quite as well as like a Ghost of Tsushima or like a Horizon. But doesn't mean that I think of them as garbage. Absolutely not. I think that without indies, gaming would be very boring. But there is a thing of there's way too many of these fucking things out there. I mean, right now we're getting indies that are costing $10, $15, $20. And that is insane because it's flooding the market completely.
Look what you got on your screen right now.
Yeah. 1 million of these of X-Ball Pit sold in like a week. Like insane. $15 game. Silk Song.
Games like Peak.
$20 game.
Ball X Pit.
Yeah.
You got fucking Expedition 33 that was at $50 but fucking swept. You got fucking Blueprint.
Between Hollow Knight, Ball Pit, and fucking the other game you said, that's 99% of the indies purchased here, the money spent on indies.
And I see that carrying on into 2026. I think indies and third-party games are gonna fucking sweep 2026. Aside from like things like GTA 6 that it may or may not fucking actually happen, but I think indies are going to hurt first-party games.
Well, and they have been, right? I mean, I was watching what's the name of that fucking guy on YouTube? Legend or fuck? He's gotten very popular in the last year. Lost in the Legend or Legendary Drops.
Yeah, Legendary Drops.
He made a very good video about Expedition 33 and how these dudes, none of them were developers. Except a couple guys that came from Ubisoft, and even then they weren't developers. They were fucking marketing people and shit. How they were able to come together, learn the craft. They literally picked employees off Reddit. They, did this incredible game, and they're just some random dudes that had a passion to make a game.
That's
game
exactly
cost
what it is
under $10 million. $10 million. Under $10 million is how much it cost to make that fucking game, and look what they got. Now I get it, award shows, sweeping the award shows don't pay the bills, right? You're not gonna get a fat bonus of $100 million,
No, but you're gonna get a boost in sales with it.
You're gonna get a boost in sales, and you're also gonna get the notoriety and all this other shit that goes with it. But the fact that they were able to do all that shit,
you would have gotten a title screen for $10 million.
But the fact that they were able to get those sales, and once again, people are gonna say, well, 6-7 million ain't that much. 6-7 million is a lot in any fucking category you put them in, but especially
and a fucking massive amount. And when you're an indie studio,
especially when you pay less than $10 million to make your fucking game, so that's a shit ton.
The thing that most studios pitch costs more than $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
When it's fucking stick figures and shit running around.
And you're buying a fucking advertisement at the fucking Game Awards for $1 million for 30 fucking seconds.
So some other things that I wanted to talk about in 2025 is let's talk about some of them. Well, let's talk about some of these top 10 lists that I have accrued here for 2025. And one of them is the top selling games of 2025. Number one, and this is all from, what's the name? Sakana. Number one was Battlefield 6. It was the top selling game of 2025. In the US, year to date, number one on PC global revenue, also topped November charts, won Best Audio Design at the Video Game Awards. The second one is Expedition 33, swept the Game Awards with GOTY, Best RPG, Art Direction, Narrative Score, Music, Game Direction, Performance, Best Indie. It's also number 4 on Metacritic as the 4th best rated game of the year. Then we have Hollow Knight Silksong, sold 7 million copies in 3 months, outselling all Game Awards GOTY nominees, number 8 in Metacritic with a 90. Then we have Monster Hunter Wilds, number 3 in the US, year-to-date sales, 4 in PC revenue, number 15 in Metacritic with an 88. NBA 2K26, number 2 in the US, year-to-date and console revenue. Borderlands 4, Ghost of Yotei, number 10 US, year-to-date, number 8 in console revenue. PS Blog, that's where the info came from. GOTY, nominated. Hades 2, Metacritic number 2 with a 95. Donkey Kong Bonanza, number 7 in Metacritic with a 91. EA Sports Football Club, Arc Raiders, Split Fiction, Blueprints, The Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion Remastered. Those were the top selling games of 2025, and only a couple of them were indies, so the majority of them were AAA. But RPG, anything out of that list that I mentioned surprised you?
Not really. I mean, I would say NBA 2K26, but that really has to do with their fucking end user license agreement, because it's EA and they're egregious with their fucking microtransactions and the user agreement and all that shit. So, but with sports games, people just fucking hit okay, confirm, scroll down to the end of the list, okay, I agree, whatever. But I think the only one that I would say that would really surprise me is Hades 2. Because to me, I played Hades 1. I've seen enough. I've not played Hades 2, but I've seen enough of Hades 2 that Hades 2 looks like Hades 1. So, Hades 2, to me, is kind of the outlier out of anything.
Well, I think the reason Hades is there is because it's the type of game that a PC gamer would like. You know, no story, straight up gameplay. And I've played Hades 2. I own it for the Switch too. It's a good game. I don't think it's better than Hades 1. It's really missing that story element that Hades 1 had. I'm not saying it doesn't have a story, because it does, but it just didn't have that. It just didn't have that gift.
You have to read into it.
Yes, it just wasn't what Hades 1 was. But yeah, I would say that's the outlier there. A couple of notable ones that did surprise me that even made the fucking list is actually Ghost of Yotei. That one skirted in there, very last bottom of the list. That one did surprise me. I thought there would be a few more games in there that with the whole year left would have sold better. But yeah, that really surprised me. Also,
like Shadows that was fucking on sale all year.
Well, that's a typical Ubisoft.
yeah, that's it's not a Shadows thing, it's a Ubisoft thing. But yeah, Shadows wasn't in there.
Yotei, I would have to disagree with Will on. I thought Yotei was a very good game, but me and Will share the same aspect that we both thought that the story was dog shit.
Yeah.
Everything else on the game was great. The music, the environment, the fucking gameplay, everything fucking else besides the story, we thought was good to great.
Yeah.
But when it came to the story, we both thought, yeah, they could have taken an extra year and a half and rewrote the story to actually make it good or better than fucking Tsushima.
Well,
Because Tsushima is a fucking masterpiece in itself.
Yeah. And they were never going to do that. Look what they got working for them. You know what I mean? They did this for a reason. They did Yotei because they just didn't want Jin Sakai, literally. And it's unfortunate. And I agree with RPG. It was better, and in a lot of ways. The thing that I disagree is the music. I thought the music in the first one was better, but that's all taste and preference. And I'm not saying the music sucked. No, the music was fucking fire. I just think that in Tsushima it was a little bit better. There's more memorable soundtracks.
When I boot up Tsushima, I can tell I'm booting up Tsushima. When I boot up Yotei, I'm like, what fucking game am I on? Oh, okay, Yotei.
Yeah, it's missing that one that one like theme song of the game.
Yeah, that vibrance. But when it comes to Yotei, how I view Yotei versus Tsushima is like I view The Last of Us 1 versus The Last of Us 2. I play The Last of Us 1 for the story. I play Last of Us 2 for the gameplay and everything else.
Yeah.
For the AI, for the environment and everything else, I play Last of Us 2. But if I want to be involved in a story and be sucked into a story, yeah, I'm no doubt I'm gonna play Last of Us 1.
Also, let me ask you guys this: is it just me, but does it feel like people aren't talking about Yotei anymore? Like, I haven't really been seeing much online. Kind of like how Silksong, right? That thing came out, sold a shit ton. People were happy, excited, but yet nobody's really been talking about it. People haven't been showing gameplay.
It had a 30-day shelf life.
Yeah. Is Yotei similar?
Yeah, I would have to agree. And they're waiting too long between the day that Yotei dropped till the day that the Legends mode for Yotei drops. Because when the Legends 2 mode drops for Yotei, nobody's gonna give a fuck.
Yeah, and
that should have been in like 30 days from launch date max.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. On paper, right? On paper, you say, "Oh, it's only 3-4 months," but in the current climate that gaming's in, that's just way too long. I had the same complaint with Power Wash Simulator. They're not dropping their first DLC update, and mind you, this is a game that makes their money on the DLC. They're not dropping it till the beginning of the year. I think February, they said. It's either January, February, March, something like that. But I'm like, that is way too long. And people were saying I should be grateful that they're dropping anything at all. Can you believe that shit? I'm pausing the game because I'm pissed now. I should be fucking grateful that they're dropping anything at all? No, they should be fucking grateful I'm buying anything from them. But that's the fucking mentality from these fucking bitch-ass gamers. You fucking want to suck Sony's dick, Xbox dick, fucking these developers' dick. Look at Neil Druckmann right now. Now you guys want to talk about how they ain't dropping a fucking game this console generation, but fucking last year you were talking about he's the greatest ever for dropping a piece of fucking shit TV show. We're fucking gamers. We're not movie fucking critics. You did this. You fucking fags. Stop sucking these fucking developers' dick. They don't give a fuck about you. Talking about I'm fucking grateful. Sorry, guys. I had to get that out. I've been holding that in for about a week. Yes, crash out.
Get it out, or you're gonna get a hemorrhoid from it.
It's like if you don't bust a nut, you fucking your nuts explode. Like no, they won't explode, but
you're gonna develop a prolapse from that shit.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so it sucks, man, because I love these studios. I'm not gonna like I love Naughty Dog. You know what I mean? I really do. I think that I still talk about this to this day. When they showed the animation, or what was it, 2019 or 18? I don't remember, but they showed the animation of Ellie running, picking up the bottle, and then throwing that bitch in her body motion. You know what I mean? Like left arm going down while the right arm is coming up behind her and fucking just lobbing that bitch at that fucking zombie or infected, and just her whole body motion. I was like, okay, not even MLB The Show has this fucking animation, and they're doing that. Or when Ellie is in like a puddle of water and this like barely deep enough where you can hold your breath and hide yourself, but not deep enough where you can like go swimming, and you see her at the bottom scraping the fucking ground. You know what I mean? Like how you would do in a puddle of water that's a foot deep. I'm just like, these dudes are at another fucking level. But yet, is it worth these little fucking details when they're releasing a game once a generation? RPG, what do you think?
No, they need to fucking produce, because it's been what?
Yo, what's up, Ace Riley, Talgeese? See Fresh, my boy. I didn't even see you. See Fresh loves a good crash out for me.
When did TLU 2 drop? What was that? 2019 area?
2020.
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going into 2026. Yeah, they need to drop something, and if they're not going to drop TLU 3. I want to see old man Nathan Drake. I want to see him on his final hunt. That's what I want to see. I want to see him on his final hunt, but also passing the torch to
his daughter,
somebody else. Whether it's his daughter or his brother's new kid, illegitimate kid or whatever. I want to see him.
Is it illegitimate? Is his kid illegitimate for real?
Well,
I don't think it is. Like his wife loves him.
No, his brother's kid. Like he adopts a kid or whatever. Whoever it is, whether it could even be a kid from an orphanage, like where Nathan came from.
Yeah, well, they grew up together or some shit like that.
Or he just passes the torch, but it's like, let's take Nathan on his final fucking adventure before he hangs up his hat. Or he ends up in a plot, whatever
like he can take over like Sully's role, like as the mentor.
Exactly. That would be a great torch passing from the original PS3 Uncharted 1.
Yeah. And what's crazy too is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
But is Naughty Dog going to give us that? Probably not.
Yo, what's up, Queen Miku? How you doing?
Because Naughty Dog doesn't really have a fucking case of giving the gamers what they want. They give the gamers what they think they want.
Yeah, and Naughty Dog has a big problem with that. And, part of my crash out that I forgot to mention is exactly what you just said. They give the gamers what they think they want, not what the gamers want. And look, I've been a fan. I've been in sales my whole life, right? So I know people. I deal with people all the time. I know when they say no, they really mean yes. I know when they say yes, they really mean no. And it's saved me so much heartache. And I'm the type of salesperson that I don't push anything. I don't pressure you for anything, because those deals tend to go backwards 90% of the time, right? I want the customers to feel like the decision they're making to buy this product is exactly what they want. If I don't get that vibe, I go back and do what any sales coach would fucking freak out if you did, right? Most sales coaches are like, hey, as soon as they say yes, wrap it up, do the paperwork, let's get them the fuck out the door. So they would hate it. But I am a big fan of giving what the person wants versus what they say they want. I'm a fan of that, because we all say shit that we think sounds good to us, but it really isn't. And I am really depending on their creativity, speaking of developers in specific, to give me that thing I did not know I wanted. But the problem with the video game industry in recent years is that they're trying to do that. They don't want to give us the same old, which is fine, but yet what you're giving us is complete dog shit. Not just that, you are out of touch with the gamers. They despise us, and we found that out in the beginning of the generation, right? How many developers were caught on X, on Twitter, talking about how we're making games to compete with our colleagues, to impress our colleagues, and not one mention of of the gamers themselves. I think it is time to rein things back. Nelson disagrees with me on this, but I really, really think or the part that Nelson disagrees with is a few weeks ago or a month ago, I talked about how the age group of gamer that is spending the most money is us. But yet we are the ones that they least pay attention to. Mm-hmm. Now, yes, we are getting older, but the older we get, the more we're buying. This is not a typical industry where your customer base is growing out of it. No, it's actually in reverse. They're getting into it more. And it makes sense because video games are expensive. We're getting older. We're making more money as we get older. So we're going to invest in the things that we love the most. But yet they are so focused on the younger generation because they're the future. And I understand that part. But at the same time, you cannot focus all your effort on those non-paying customers as of right now. So my question to you, RPG, is, should they continue giving us Uncharted? Should they continue giving us Kratos? Should they continue giving us Aloy? Fucking, all these IPs that have been around for all these years? Or should they continue with trying new shit out that may fail or may succeed? We'll find out once it comes out.
I think they need to do both.
But there's not enough time or money for both. Nelson said the overhead is too big. Because I said that too. I'm like, hey, you can take a group of people, 3, 4 guys, put them in a fucking closet. Hey, go work on something. Nothing big. Maybe indie size, AA size. We'll check on you every 6 months to see if you need any help from the higher ups. And hey, let's put that out there. Even Thrifty told me that would water the brand, the PlayStation brand down if they did that. It would water down Naughty Dog's brand. It will water down these developers' brand. So obviously the gamers are against that. I've been for that. What do you think?
You can't move forward in this field without remembering where the fuck you came from.
Bingo. I agree with that.
And so you have to keep the current supply happy while adopting and pleasing the next generation.
Oh, before I don't mean to cut you off, but I lose my train of thought real fast. Also, I hate Souls games, but what's the one thing I've been saying about FromSoft that they've done this console generation that is phenomenal? They've been reusing assets. Mm-hmm. I love that. They're coming out with so many games, and their fans are loving it too. But I just want to throw that out there while you're talking. I'm sorry.
But do we need new IP for the next generation and the generation after that? Yes, we need new IP because you can't sell me God of War 5, God of War 6, God of War 7, God of War fucking 8, Uncharted 5, Uncharted 6, Uncharted 7. Eventually, I'm gonna get fucking tired. It's the same way that I'm staring at COD. Given that I bought Call of Duty Black Ops 7, did I buy that Did I buy that because I was solely fucking interested in the story of Black Ops 7? No, I bought it because that's where my friends play and that's where we're all gonna play together. And if I gotta fucking bite the bullet on $70 to play the fucking game, I'm going to.
If your friends jump off a bridge, will you do too?
Yeah, basically, yeah. And I'm gonna fucking.
Oh, hey, by the way, I'm buying you GTFO, just so you know.
Oh, Yeah, I need to really
Well,
look
it's too
that up.
late. I'm buying it for you. Okay, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Is it like a horror FPS?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Oh,
It's like a co-op
sweet.
horror FPS.
Oh, that sounds kind of like a Alien Inquisition or
Kinda.
Insurrection or whatever.
Yeah, and the only thing I don't know if it's like a narrative like campaign from start to finish, or if it's like mission based. You know what I mean? Like Alien is, where you do one mission, you go back, you rearm, and then go back again. I don't know exactly how that goes, but
Kind of sounds like a co-op Prey almost to me.
yeah, I think so. But either way, sorry.
But yeah, we need to not worry about staying so consistent and so safe. And that's the big thing that I've noticed this entire generation since 2020 hit is these companies decide to stay safe and they want to not expand their horizons. They just want to go, oh well, we know this sold 2 to 4 years ago. Let's just recreate this shit, and we'll throw a fucking remaster label on it, and we'll carry on. And that's what I don't want. I want to see new games, but when they make new games, let's not make dog shit fucking live service Concord 2 fucking bullshit games like High Guard and fucking Marathon. I know people, especially Henry, loves Marathon. You've played Marathon yourself.
Yeah.
I've not played it. But the more live service that's in the fucking field, the less I'm interested in live service because it becomes way too saturated.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing the same shit. Everybody's making a VR.
Yeah.
And this upcoming year, 2026, 2027.
VR is Battle Royale for people who don't understand the lingo, because I don't.
And with Expedition 33 winning Game of the Year, now 2026 and 2027 and possibly even 2028, everybody's going to be wanting to make a fucking turn-based game.
Just like Elden Ring, right? How many bullshit Souls games have we seen?
Exactly.
Now, let me ask you this, RPG, because I
don't want that.
I have an idea. Okay, what if these studios they work their IP up? And what I mean by that is, why not create a brand new IP the size of Returnal, the size of Sorrows, the size of Mafia, and if it pops off, then we increment it, we scale it based on the success. And then for the big AAA games, you keep giving the people what they want until those smaller games take over in popularity. Does that make sense? What do you think about that idea?
I'm not really sure what you're asking there.
What I'm saying is, let's say AAA games are the big leagues. A game like Sorrows is AA. Instead of putting in a shit ton of money into a brand new IP and throwing it out into the big leagues, how about we throw it into AA, let it see how it performs out in the field, and if it is successful, then we give it the budget of a AAA, then we give it the marketing of AAA. And if it doesn't, you're not losing as much money as a AAA game because you never invested like if it was a AAA game. Because what a lot of these developers are doing is they're taking a brand new IP that nobody's ever heard of, giving it $200 million, giving it the big marketing push, and then the game sells like shit. And now they fuck themselves financially as a studio, their credibility, all that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, and that's essentially like what most of Sony's first-party studios nowadays started out with. They started out as AA games. They didn't start out as AAA first-party games. The House Marquee Returnal did not start out as a first-party game. They started out as a AA game. You think of something like even God of War, I think, was not essentially a first-party studio. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the chat.
Crash Bandicoot 5 by Queen Miku. I would love a new Crash.
Yeah, even Crash. Let's start there. Was Crash a first-party studio? Or, was the developer a first-party studio when Crash came out? No. Really, the biggest one was like what, GT.
Yeah, yeah, I think it was GT. Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, but when it comes to Sony, Sony has always been organically grown, where Xbox has been
bought.
bot grown.
Yeah,
They see something that hits and they buy it, and then they buy it and then they dilute it and destroy it. Where
well,
Sony buys it, sees it's thriving, but sees like, oh well, we need to regularly water this thing for it to prosper and to grow, and that's what Sony does on their side.
yeah.
And that's I see Sony as organic and as Xbox is manufactured.
So let me ask you this. Hold on. So let me ask you this. Are the people, do you think if they release another God of War, Uncharted, Last of Us, Horizon, any of the big Sony IPs, will it continue to grow in sales like they have before? Let's just say, for example, in 2027, we find out they're dropping a sequel for all these games I just mentioned. Will PlayStation sell just as much, more, or less?
I would say at this rate, with given the market, I would say as much or below.
Okay.
Because we have that time gap window. And that time gap window that I speak of is the time gap window from console to PC. Because we know PC guys are not going to go out there and spend $700 to buy a console for one game or two games a year when they can just wait 6 to 12 months or 18 months to play that same game at the same.
Wait, why are you bringing up PC and shit when we're talking about PlayStation?
Because we have to deal with the PC guys on this.
And fuck PC guys. If they get it, it's going to be a year or later from now.
But
and we know those sales don't matter. Those are just additional little bonus at the end. The real sales matter with PlayStation. What is them? I don't get it.
The real PC. I don't think there's going to be a massive influx of these games selling hardcore.
Not on PC. Hell no. They don't sell now.
I don't even think in the console base, because we already know what those games are.
Yo, what's up, Enrique? Happy New Year. Feliz Año Nuevo. Okay, I don't understand. You're saying that, okay, right now, on average, these PlayStation first-party games are selling about 10 million, right? After it's all said and done. Some more, 15, 20, right? The Horizons and shit. What you're saying is that they're going to sell less than that?
I would say at that or less. But I don't see a massive influx. I don't see in the first year, say you sell 20, or you sell 10 million, and then the next sequel comes out. Do I see you selling 15 to 20 million for the next sequel to it? I don't.
Well, that doesn't really happen anyways. I mean, the jump that big, you don't see that. But
I see a 20% jump at most.
Well, yeah, that's I would say that's about standard. But the reason I bring that question up is because just yesterday, and this isn't because I saw it yesterday, but I've seen it for the last couple of years. People are asking about God of War. They've been talking about God of War Egypt this whole fucking console generation, basically. Just yesterday, I saw Uncharted, talking about Uncharted sequel. I have been talking about that in 2025 will be the 4th year that Horizon Forbidden West has been out. And PlayStation likes to do these 5-year turns on their games, where they drop a game now, 5 years later they try to drop another one. Horizon Forbidden West should be right around the corner, technically. Are we going to see any of these games in the next year or two?
No. I say that's 2020, PS5 or not PS5, but PS6 era.
So that's it.
Right.
No more first party studio games for the PS5.
No mas.
Right at the very end of PS5 going into the PS6 era is the best bet I see for like a Horizon game.
Chat, what do you guys think? Hit the comment section down below. And then the last thing that I want to highlight is I want to bring up a couple of the major things that happened in 2025 that you may have forgotten already. But Nintendo Switch 2 launched this year, record-breaking sales. GTA 6 delayed twice by Rockstar. Massive
Third time.
layoffs hit the industry. Over 10,000 jobs were lost this year. A lot of them from Microsoft. Generative AI
More coming.
is sparking outrage and debates. We are losing so many resources to AI production. It's not even crazy. Not just in a video game world, but also in your personal life. Water, electricity, just everything. Price hikes everywhere in the United States. Consoles are going up, not down. EA was acquired for $55 billion by Saudi-led consortium. Saudi PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity took EA private in a leveraged buyout. Xbox goes fully multi-platform. Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, swept the Video Game Awards. Hollow Knight, Silksong, finally released and crashes the stores. The PC store, I think the Switch store, and I don't know if the PlayStation store got affected, but a game crashing the stores because so many people want to buy it. That is crazy to me.
Yeah, the only store that wasn't affected was Xbox, and there wasn't enough people on that fucking store to buy the fucking game.
That is true. And it was on Game Pass, right?
Yeah, it was on Game Pass, so there was no need to fucking buy it, so there was no reason for the fucking store to crash.
Yeah. NSFW adult games delisted from Steam. Itch. Pressure from payment processor MasterCard UK Australia campaign led to mass removal for 5 months. Warner Bros. In acquisition tug of war with Netflix. The bid is at $82.7 billion, rivaled by Paramount Skydance of $108 billion. Tencent bails out Ubisoft with a $1.16 billion investment. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 flops, ends the annual cadence. Sony abandons live service push from what we know, but we don't know that. This is written by, what's the name of this fucking place? Fuck, I don't have that here. No, not Circana. It's a different whatever. Valve revives the Steam machine.
Yep.
SAG-AFTRA strike ends with AI protections. 11 months walkout concludes July after deals on pay AI safety for voice actors. Indie co-op hits explodes. Peak, we talked about that earlier. Peak, Expedition 33, Silksong, and the list goes on and on and on. Larian revealed new divinity amid AI scandal, which Larian Studios should be coming out with a press release or a press conference here in the new year to clear all that stuff up. And then finally, physical media dies further. The Switch 2 game key cards, digital on plastic, fewer disc release. Target drops X physicals. So they dropped Series X physical games. All that happened in 2025. All that happened in 2025. This is normally like a decade of groundbreaking news. All this shit happened in this year alone. RPG, when I read that list and we talk about EA buyout for $55 billion, Tencent comes in and fucking gives Ubisoft $1.5 billion. The best-selling games of the year were games like Peak and Expedition 33 and Silksong, super small indie studios. Call of Duty finally flops, and they say, you know what? We're not doing a yearly release of the Black Ops series. We're gonna skip it. When you see fucking voice actors and all this shit, what do you think about the year, man?
I mean, on the Black Ops thing with their annual. Not doing the annual shit. I read that is they're not doing the annual. We're gonna release Black Ops 6, and then we're gonna drop Black Ops 7 the next year.
Yeah.
So they're gonna alternate. They're gonna do Modern Warfare, then Black Ops, then Modern Warfare, then Black Ops, then Modern Warfare.
That's exactly what that is.
And whatever else they decide to throw into
So
it.
it don't mean fucking shit.
No, it really doesn't, because the last 3 to 4 fucking years of Call of Duty, they've done 2 years of Modern Warfare and then 2 years of Black Ops. That's what they've done.
Hold on, because you guys are completely wrong about this. This does mean something. The fact that you publicly state that we are, even though they haven't, right? Because like RPG said, they've been doing 2 years of Modern Warfare, 2 years of Black Ops. The fact that they publicly went out there and stated that, it's for a fucking reason. So it's not that it doesn't mean anything. It does mean a lot. Whether, I know that the games are the same, so it's not like we're missing out on anything or they're going to be missing out on anything. But just to say it out loud, that's a big fucking deal with a machine like Activision with their Call of Duty games. Because RPG said it, he bought it, even though he knows. Yeah, but sometimes it's not. That's
the big thing.
But sometimes it's not the action. It's just the words being said. It's just the fucking words.
In my mindset, and this is, anybody in the chat can disagree with me. And you can disagree with me, Nelson can disagree with me, the entire fucking Xbox and PlayStation, PC, whatever can disagree with me. I think these games, especially Call of Duty, need to be on a 3 to 4 year annual basis. Like, they need to skip years and years. And they almost need to be like on a Battlefield regiment, where Battlefield is not a yearly thing. You don't get...
It's every 3 to 4 years.
For now.
Every 3 to 4, exactly.
For
now, because Battlefield 6 fucking hit. Do you think that we're gonna see Battlefield 7 next year? No, but do you think we're gonna see Battlefield 7 in 2027? As hard as Battlefield 6 hit, yeah, I could see Battlefield.
Look, right now,
in 2027.
Right now, EA, they got the majority of the team still working on post-launch content, because it's the best-selling game that they've had in I don't even know how long. But that doesn't mean they don't have a group of people working on Battlefield 7 right now. They absolutely fucking do. As soon as those sales start to go down, they're going to be ramping up. The more right now, they say they're at 100% or 90%. 90% are working on Battlefield 6, 10% are working on Battlefield 7. And right now they're selling, I don't know, 1 million a month. As soon as it hits a 900,000 a month, they're going to ramp up that 10% to 15%. They go down to fucking 800,000 a month, they're going to ramp up that 15% to fucking 20%. And that's how the scale is going to go. When they hit that certain threshold, all right, Battlefield 7 is coming right out. And you know what's going to happen? Because it always happens. Because they're fucking greedy. Guess what, guys? We're going to go to annual release now. It's going to fucking happen. Because they cannot help themselves. The thing that brought them to the top is the same thing that's going to bring them to the bottom. And that's why I'm saying that Call of Duty, even though they're not going to change any fucking shit, all they're changing is the fucking name. It's a big win. Because they've never admitted anything like that in their 20-something years of producing games. Never. So admitting something is the first step to recovery. Now, hopefully next year, we do the same thing and we don't buy the game, RPG, right? And the year after that, we do the same thing where they finally say, you know, the things that we said in 2025, now we have to take plan and action. Now we got to do this thing. It's going to be too late for them, right? Because these games take forever to develop. So if they want to change something for 2029, they got to start now, right? So every year that they delay making the actual change is one more year they're hurting themselves. But just the fact that they said it, man, that's huge. That's really, really big. And I know it doesn't change anything, but the perception is out there that they're failing and they're not going to succeed if they continue with their bullshit. So to me, that is one of the biggest things that happened all year, actually.
No, it is a big thing that they admitted, like, yeah, we kind of fucked up. And I think the biggest thing though was with Battlefield coming out and fucking hitting it as hard as they did. Because if Battlefield wasn't there to hit as hard as they did, I don't think that admittance would have been hit as hard as they did.
Yeah, agreed.
Because that Battlefield 6 hit them fucking hard.
Oh yeah.
Look at the Steam concurrent player amount on
ridiculous.
Battlefield 6.
The best-selling game.
Versus fucking Black Ops 7 right now.
The best-selling game of the year, and it's only 2 months old. 1 month old?
And then you gotta compile fucking Arc Raiders into that whole conundrum too.
Mm-hmm.
Because Arc Raiders is doing fucking numbers.
Well, I'm gonna be real with you guys.
Better numbers than fucking Black Ops 7.
I'm gonna be real with you guys. I honestly don't think Battlefield 6 is all that. I really don't. In comparison to Call of Duty, yes, but as the game overall, I really don't. The campaign was dog shit. It was super short, super dog shit. They didn't pay attention to detail. I mean, you had these fucking special forces soldiers going down an elevator shaft using the cable with no fucking gloves. I mean, it's minor shit, but in a game this big with this size, with the details that they have in the multiplayer, really shocked the fuck out of me. And for all the shit that I talk about Call of Duty, I always give them props. With the game, the way the shooting feels in the game. The shooting always feels good. The movement always feels good. This year is the first time that I cannot give them that. I played a little bit of it on Game Pass. It is the first time, and I don't even know how long, that I downloaded the game, I played it, and 10-15 minutes later, I deleted it. And thank God, thank you, baby Jesus, that I didn't buy that fucking game. I got it from Game Pass after I got the 1 month of Ultimate for $13 from CD Keys. Otherwise, I would have been fucked. But I always buy Call of Duty. Well, not always, but normally I buy Call of Duty when it goes on sale for $20 at GameStop. GameStop does their spring sale where they bring the physical game of Call of Duty down to $20, and that's when I go in and I buy it. I never want to give them full price because the campaigns are so short, and that's what I like playing. But this year, I cannot even give them that. I cannot even say that the shooting feels good, the movement feels good, because it fucking doesn't. They gave us co-op, which I thought would be cool for the campaign, but if you're not playing with your friends, there is no co-op. Even though they have it set up that way, you cannot even pause the fucking game. It is a live service through and through. Even the campaign is. So they were really fucked up.
It feels like the game, when I'm solely speaking on Call of Duty Black Ops 7, and even Black Ops 6, let's tie that into it. Both of the games feel like they were built, designed around Game Pass subscribers. They were not built to sell.
Yeah, but how can they do that in a year?
Indie and AA games.
Yes, it does.
They do. It does, Nelson. They feel like they were made for a Game Pass subscription and not built to sell. They are not a God of War 2018. They are not a Doom 2016 game. They are not a Uncharted 4 game.
Yes, it's unfortunate, man.
They're just not. They are built to sub. They are not built to sell.
Well, they need to be built to sell because how are they going to pay the fucking bills?
They get rid of people.
Game Pass ain't fucking paying the fucking bills.
And then they put them over on the PlayStation, and they get their $70.
I mean, they didn't this year.
That shit.
They didn't this year. I mean, they made enough.
Other than their fucking really expensive.
And they get their $70.
Yeah.
No, the only thing that really sold was Forza and fucking Oblivion.
Yeah. I don't even think what was it? Gears of War did all that great.
None of them.
No, it didn't.
PlayStation.
Gears of War does have.
I just named the big ones. Forza,
Gears of War.
Fucking.
Forza
Oblivion.
did the best out of any of them.
Yeah, but that's a racer. That's like, that's racers should be selling that well. But the Gears of War did get 8,000 reviews on PlayStation Store. which, by the way, that's in the top 5% of reviewed games, just so people know. Not that many games get that many reviews, not even close. So it did sell well. Just how well, we don't know, because Xbox doesn't put these numbers out. But that was all in 2025, man. Let me ask you guys personal questions before we wind down the show. RPG, were you satisfied this year in gaming? Like, for you personally, as a gamer, were you happy with the games that you got? Were you satiated? Did you feel like you game a lot? Were you happy with the games that you play with? Give me your vibe for 2025 as a gamer. Not what these people are doing, none of that shit. Just what you as a gamer, picking up the sticks every single day. Were you playing what you wanted? Did you have something to play all the time? Were you sitting there wondering what you're going to play next a lot? Like, tell me as a gamer what you felt this year.
I think it was really a mix of everything. Like, did I have games always to play? Yes. But when it comes to first party or third party, I think I gained more out of third party and AA and indie games than I gained out of first party games. So I sunk a lot of hours into games like V Rising and Satisfactory and games like that versus games like Yote and Death Stranding. So was I always happy? Yeah, I would say probably 90%. Yeah, I was always happy. It was I spending that remaining 10% of the time searching through the store trying to figure out what the fuck was going to hit that next trigger. Yeah. So, like, I always find myself in the Steam store or the PlayStation store always trying to find out.
That's cap. You don't go in the PlayStation store anymore.
Oh, I always do go in the PlayStation store, whether I'm on my PlayStation or I'm on my PS app. I'm always trying to find out what's good.
Yeah.
What's on sale, what's good, what is the most played, what is the best deal. So if there's a game that I was interested in, and it's on sale, yeah, I'm gonna buy it, and that's the same thing I do with Steam. So I never found myself at a point at any given night where I'm like, I just don't find myself in the gaming mood.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna turn off my consoles, I'm gonna turn off my box, I'm gonna turn off my PC, and I'm gonna go watch a Netflix show or whatever. I never really ever found myself in that point of mood.
What about you, Nelson?
There's more games than I have time. That's all that matters.
Yeah, we all have backlogs, a fucking mile long.
Well, there could not be a game that come out for 10 years. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't a question, Nelson, but the question is, how was this year in gaming for you? Did you get a lot of new releases that you were looking forward to? Did you...
Nah. Just a few. I bought a lot of shit, just nothing I have to jump into right now.
Given that
when I get to it.
His console of choice is only 6 months old.
Alright, so this year in gaming for me, I beat 56 games. I will be at 57 games once I'm done with Horizon, and I have to beat Ball X Pit, the last boss fight, I think 2 or 3 more times before I beat the game, before I get the final ending. So I should be right around 60 games. That is a 30-something game drop from last year, even though I stuck in about the same amount of hours as I did last year, which is about 2,000 hours of gaming. This year, I don't want to say it was a complete failure, but I say it was slightly below. The games that came out that I liked, I really liked. But there was more trash that came out this year than there were good games, in my opinion. Yes, we had the Expedition 33s that were phenomenal. We had Assassin's Creed Shadow that came out, which was okay. Monster Hunter, I didn't like it. It was okay. I just think the controls are really clunky. Death Stranding 2, which I really liked. I really loved that game. The there's some smaller games that I really love, like the Precinct that came out this year. I really like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I haven't beaten, but I fucking love it. I actually haven't. Mind's Eye was actually a decent game. I'm part of the team that, yeah, the game was broken, it was buggy and all that, absolutely. But to say the game was, it's actually, if you guys didn't know, Mind's Eye is the worst rated game of the year, which blows my mind because it's worse than Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is way more fucked up than Mind's Eye is. But even though there were a lot of games that I really, really loved this year, I felt like there was a lot of, I don't want to say shovelware because it's not that, but I feel like it was a lot of uninspired fucking just people going to work. Nothing that people were excited to go to work to create. And you can tell which of those games that I played, which of those games were those games where people were like, I can't wait to get into the office tomorrow so I can continue working on this game because it's fucking badass. Like, to me, this is the worst year for creativity that I've seen in gaming in a long time. Personally, I'm not saying that for you, because for you may only beat 4 games a year, and out of those 4, you beat 1 and you really love it, where you're at 25%, right? And that may not be bad because, let's be real, majority of gamers, what is the average? Only 10 to 15% beat a game. So you're right within that scope of finishing games. Not me. I beat 60, which is 30 less than last year. And this whole month of December, I spent all my time playing 3 games, really. Horizon Zero Dawn, which I just beat it for the 5th or 6th time this month. Ball X Pit, which is a new release. I think I have about 30 some hours into it. And also Horizon Zero Dawn, which will be the 3rd time that I play that game. The 3rd time I stick over 100 hours into that game. And that's what December did for me. Even though there's a ton of new games, hell, that I'll Be Back, Arnold Schwarzenegger game. What's it called? Terminator. Even though Terminator came out, right, and I'm super interested in that, I still haven't picked it up yet because I don't want to pay $60 for a physical copy yet. And I'm
playing the game from 2020, and that's Valhalla.
And this month, I had nothing that really scratched that itch for me. My favorite types of games are open world action adventure games. That is my genre. I feel like we really didn't get much of that in this whole year that called my attention that I played. And to me, this was a disappointing year. It's also the year that I've gotten more options to play these games. I have a Series X, I have a PS5, PS5 Pro, Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch, Xbox Series X and S. I got a MetaQuest, I got a PSVR 2, I got a Steam Deck, I got an Xbox 360, I got a PS Portal, and I just bought a PC. So even though I have more ways of playing games, I feel like I'm not finding the right games to play. Now in 2026, I do have hope. There's already 3 games that I am looking forward to so bad that I can't contain myself, and I haven't had that feeling in 2025 at all. I had it a little bit for Death Stranding 2, and it's only towards the end of that marketing cycle, right before it came out. That's when I started to get hyped for it. Expedition 33, I did have that hype, but let's say out of 10, it was more like a 7.5 because it was a turn-based game. And oh yeah, Talgeezy, I got over 10 years worth of games. If I go at the pace that I'm going at now, where I beat 50, 60 games a year, yeah, I got at least 10 years of games to beat. But 2026, we have Ace Combat 8 that is coming out. That is probably my most anticipated game of the year. I have Warhammer Total War coming out. First time a Total War game will be on console. That's got me hyped as fuck. Crimson Desert is another one that really has me fucking hyped. So those 3 are probably my biggest hype games. But as far as 2025 goes, it was a very disappointing year for me. Nintendo Switch 2 has been a disappointing console for me. Definitely don't feel like it's worth the money. And they haven't really put out many games that I'm just dying to play. I do have Metroid Prime 4 But if you played, I don't know, Metro Prime, the remastered one is very similar to that. And
the 2D Metro games seem like they're more my type of games than the 3D Metro games.
Yeah, no, I like the 3D ones better than the 2D ones. I just don't like Metroidvania games. That's not my thing. I'm willing to dabble into them to see, I'm the type that I'm willing to try anything because there's always, like, for example, a Metroidvania game. I hate Metroidvania games, but one of my favorite games ever is a Metroidvania game. And that is Laika, Age Through Blood. I was able to get a physical copy of that game this year, which I'm totally hyped for. So I don't dismiss a genre fully because there may be those one or two games that I absolutely love. But 2025 was a very disappointing year for me, especially from PlayStation. I think PlayStation was the biggest letdown in gaming for me.
PlayStation definitely shit the bed this year.
They shit the bed. Even 2026, there really isn't anything I'm hyped for. I mean, out of all the games they got coming out, Wolverine is probably my most hype one, and I'm not talking about hype level as Ace Combat 8. I'm just talking like, okay, out of everything you're coming up with, that's the one I would play. I did learn today, as Nelson said earlier, Sorrows won't be as challenging as Returnal, so that's a good thing for me. I know it may not be the thing some people want to hear, but that's a good thing for me. But yeah, man, 2026, every year they say, oh yeah, 2025 is going to be stacked. They said that about 2024. I've always disagreed with these people because I'm not looking at gaming as a whole. I'm looking at what I'm interested in gaming. And unfortunately, in 2024, there wasn't very much. Sure, there were things that came out as the year went on. Warhammer is a highlight for me. Astrobot is a highlight for me. 2025, same thing. Expedition was a highlight for me. Death Stranding was a highlight. But 2026, there's already things that I really can't wait to play. But that's where I stand. Anything else? Anything else you guys want to say about 2025 or what's upcoming in 2026?
Yeah, Sean Murray needs to get a shit in gear.
Sean Murray. I wouldn't say never. I'm just gonna say it's not in the near future.
Nah, yeah, with what he's got going on, yeah, I have to agree. It's not any time in the future.
What does he have going on?
It's just more fucking No Man's Sky updates. That's all he's got going on right now.
I wonder what's got him on No Man's Sky like tied down to that game. What is it? Do you know?
Or I don't know. He's not even fucking making money off that shit.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
That's the fucking worst part. He's not even selling his fucking updates. He's just putting his updates out there fucking lickety-split clean. It's how the fuck are you guys making money off this game?
Are they fucking... So the only way I can think they're making money is they're still selling copies, but how many copies are they really selling?
They're selling copies, but also, he's got a small microtransaction store in there. But even at that, because I've looked in that store, it's still not enough. So let's skip to the next fucking game. Come on now.
Yeah, we'll see. The game did look interesting when I first saw it as well. It's a live service game. I don't really give a shit about live service game, but they're few and far in between the ones that catch my attention. But that is 2025 year wrap. And now I want to go over some personal stuff with you guys, or personal as in the channel, not necessarily gaming related, but this year was a phenomenal year for the channel. You guys have been incredible. We went from basically 400 or 500 subscribers. Actually, no, we went from 400 or 500 subscribers. No, less than that, 300 subscribers to almost 3,000 subscribers in a year. In 2025, we did that growth, and that was because of you guys. I did have a couple hit series on the channel. The Will It Play with No Internet took off this year like crazy, which I started back in January, February of this year, which is the majority of the increase in the channel. But you guys have been tuning in to my other videos, such as my dialogue videos, right? Where I give you guys what I think about a game, or the games that run at 60 frames per second that are PS4 gen, And even my playtime pickup videos, they've been crazy. We've been consistent at 3, 4, 500 views on those videos. The Will It Plays sometimes do better. Well, they'll reach into the thousands in views, but I'm extremely happy about the results. I hope that growth continues into 2025 or 2026. I'm investing in the channel. I just bought a PC for that specific reason. I want to give you guys better quality. But it's going to take two of us to tango. So I need you guys to keep showing up. I need you guys to keep hitting like on the video, commenting, letting me know what you guys think, what your opinions are, what you want to see. Because that's how we're going to get the channel to get bigger, better, and stronger, is by working together. I also want to give a huge shout out to the Keep It Gaming crew members. We have one of them on the podcast tonight. Shout out to RPG88. He's been a member since day one. I also want to give a huge shout out to Henry Heck. He's been on a member since day one as well. I want to give a shout out to Nelson, who joined a couple months later. Then I want to give a shout out to Brett, Ironman, wherever you are. Thank you for being a continued member of the channel. Sky, thank you, man. You were the third person that became a member, and you did that while I went on my first live on my cell phone, and all I did was just shoot the shit, and you decided to become a member then. So thank you for your support. We also have what's his name? I should know all the names by heart now. Hold on. Steven Leone. Oh, sheesh. Steven Leone has been around since day one as well, basically. And also a huge shout out to RC Ventures, who just rejoined again last week. And that makes us 7 members of the channel. And you guys are, I mean, you're the foundation of the memberships here at the channel. So thank you guys so very much for that. It's crazy how people are willing to support the channel, a YouTube channel like mine. I don't understand it, but I appreciate it. And I know that it's because you guys want to support me, and it means the world to me. So 2025 has been a great year, man. Once again, let me give you guys some other quick stats real quick. Since we're talking about it, to kind of just show you what we're talking about here. So we are now hitting about 38,000 monthly views on the channel. Think about that for a second, guys. Almost 40,000 people are tuning in to the channel every single month. Every single month. We have about 2,000 total hours watched for the month. We gained 98 subscribers this month alone. It's just insane. And I know the channel is still short or small, but wow. I also want to give a huge shout out to all you guys out there from the different countries. We have our biggest is from the United States at 45%. Our second biggest is United Kingdom at 6%. We also have Germany, Canada, Japan, France, Australia, Mexico, Italy, Poland. You guys,
Brazil.
No Brazil here. You guys are all the ones.
Isn't Lord Metroid from Brazil?
No, he's Puerto Rican and he lives in the United States.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Then we have 98.1% male, 1.7% female, and then 0.2% other. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching the channel. Also, age groups. We have 13% of the viewers are between the ages of 18 to 24 years old. So all the young gamers out there, thank you for fucking with a old man here. 41.8% of the viewers are between the ages of 25 and 34 years old. 30% of the viewers are 35 to 44 years old. And then 13% of the viewers are 45 to 50, excuse me, 54 years old. And then 1.4% are 55 to 64 years old. So we have people,
old bitches,
a whole bunch of old bitches. We have people from all over the world, all sorts of age group, all sorts of sexes. We even have they thems watching the channel, which is awesome.
You love those they thems.
I sure fucking do. Come on through and support. If you're a gamer, I fuck with you. It's that simple. I don't care if you're a mobile gamer, a live service gamer, a Souls gamer. I don't care what you game on. If you're a gamer, I really fuck with you because I feel in my personal life there isn't that many gamers, and the gamers that we do have are casual. So it's hard for me to have a conversation with them about anything deep in gaming outside of Gran Turismo or Grand Theft Auto or 2K or something like that. So one of the reasons I created the channel was to talk gaming with gamers, and you guys have, the reception has been incredible. So it's very fun to get up here and talk to you guys. Sundays for the podcast is also a great time. We don't have the biggest viewership, but we do have on average about 120 people that tune in every single week. Now, I know some people may make fun of those numbers, but think about this. If you had 120 people inside your house, could you fit them all? Could you fit them all? You know what I mean? And that's the way that I look at it. It's just incredible. Starting the new year, I am going to change things up a little bit. Number one, I'm going to get to work learning this damn PC. I got to learn it, man. We got to figure out how to stream from there. I want to do more gameplay videos with you guys. I game 2,000 hours a year, and I show you maybe 50 hours to 100 hours a year of my gameplay. It's just not enough. So we got to get some more in there. We want to get the Just Playing live stream that we do on Tuesdays. We want to get it up. We want to ramp it up. That's actually the one that I love the most. Not saying that I hate this podcast, but that one is just straight up gameplay with the boys, and that's a great time, and I really want to get that one going. So I'm creating a plan that I want to present to RPG as soon as I have some details on how I want to do it eventually here in the upcoming year. The other thing that I really want, that I'm going to change this year is the pace that I release videos. So right now in 2025, I release a video every single day. Every single day there is a video up. In 2025, I want to switch up that schedule a little bit. Instead of every day, I want to do it every other day. So some weeks you'll see 3 videos a week. Other weeks you'll see 4 videos a week. And that is going to allow me the freedom and flexibility to give you more content. And what I mean by that is, right now, I pre-record a lot of my videos a couple weeks in advance, because when you're creating videos, sometimes when you're forced to make a video for today or tomorrow, you have that pressure. You can't come up with anything creative. The best ideas come to me while I'm gaming, looking at my collection, just reading an article, talking to friends. I get an idea. I want to record it right then and there. If I have 2 weeks of videos already scheduled, that video I want to make, you won't see it for a month. That is too long. So that's going to give me the flexibility to throw an extra video in there if I need to. Also, it's going to prepare me for when I do learn the PC. The PC isn't going to take me a year to figure it out. It's going to take me a month or 2 max. And once I do, the production value of the videos are going to go up. Instead of these 10, 15, 20-minute videos where it's just me in front of the camera, they're going to go up. So the production, the editing, all that is going to go up, which is going to let me have some of that extra time to work on those videos. Finally, I'm going to do a face reveal on the channel. I think it's going to be in 2026. It just depends. But you have to understand, it's not that I don't want to show you my face. I'm not like a gargoyle or something like that, and I'm ashamed of it. I'm not saying I'm pretty either, because I'm not. But I am a family. I do have a family. And the internet is a dangerous place. People get doxxed. People get threatened. People get all sorts of attacks just for having a different set of opinion. And I just haven't made up my mind if I'm fully going to commit to that, because it's not just a me thing. I'm putting my family in danger, right? So
I always
just
check
know,
to make sure there's no addresses or nothing shown. Cause
nothing.
I know these goddamn X-Bots will come get my kids.
Yes, exactly. So, but I want to let you know the intention is that I would like to do it. I would have liked to do it already. Before I even had 100 subs, I wanted to show my face, right? I think you guys see me crash out all the time. Imagine seeing a crash out and actually being able to see my fucking face. You would laugh even harder. So I have that intention. I want to do it. But like Talgeese said, I have a family. I got all these things I got to think of, right? And
hey, Chad, I've seen his face. You're not missing nothing.
Yes, RPG has seen my face. I haven't. Yes, exactly.
He's seen my face. You ain't missing nothing.
Oh yeah, that's where you're wrong. If they can fucking model a pocket pussy with RPG's face, I would pay $1 for it.
Big old fucking butthole right in the middle.
Right in the middle. But those are some of the stats that we have for the year and the channel. Those are some of the things that I want to do in 2026 for the channel, and it all revolves around you. I don't want to be one of these, one of the reasons I started the channel, besides talking gaming with gamers, is I got so fed up with these fucking YouTubers and these gaming journalists who don't play games or don't, just play a few hundred hours a year, constantly telling you what you should buy, what you shouldn't buy, why this game is garbage. Just complete fucking negativity. Using the video game industry as a way to fucking enrich themselves, to put some money in their fucking pockets. I say, you know what? I game 15 to 2,000 hours a year. I beat 60, 80, 90, 100 games a year. Why the fuck can I talk gaming? And that's the big reason why I started the channel, aside from just talking gaming with you guys. So
talking more instead of playing more.
Talking more instead of game. I mean, one of Nelson's fucking butt buddies that he so fucking loves so much, gamed like 600-700 hours this year. I'm like, but you're streaming 3-4 times a fucking week. How does that make sense? And by streaming, I don't mean playing a game. I mean just podcasting. How the fuck does that make sense? If you have all that time for podcasting, how do you not have the time for gaming? And then at the same time, you want to tell me not to buy a fucking game because you think it's trash? Get the fuck out of here. And even me, who plays a lot of games, you don't really hear me say don't play this game or don't buy this game that often. Actually, I don't think I've ever said that. What you will hear me say is I do recommend this game. And normally I say that when I beat the game and I've done majority of the side content that the game has to offer. I like to get a full picture of the game before I even let those words come out of my mouth, right? I don't think that you guys are going to come after me and say, oh, you recommended me this game, I'm coming, I need my money. I don't think you guys are going to do that, but my word is my bond. If I say I'm going to do something, I expect to do that. That is a life lesson I am teaching my son right now. You say you're going to clean your fucking room by Saturday, that room better be fucking clean by Saturday. So I want to do the same thing here on social media. If I say something that I'm going to do something, I'm going to mean it. As far as opinion goes, look, they're just that. They're opinions. I could be wrong. Everything I said in this podcast could be wrong. RPG could be wrong. Nelson could be wrong. But we are gamers, and our intent isn't to fool you. It's just to entertain you, have a good time, talk gaming, and give you what we think based on our experience. We are on social media way more than the average person. We are playing games way more than the average person. We're the hardcore of the hardcore. Heck, how many people you know that got PC, PS5, Xbox, VR, all these things? You don't. Everybody in this podcast does. So we're letting you know this stuff based from our experience. Doesn't mean it's gospel, doesn't mean it's the law. It's just our opinion. So don't take things too serious. I expect big things to come in 2026, and thank you guys. RPG, thank you for coming on. RPG is also my co-host for the Just Playing live stream that we do every Tuesday night. You're more than welcome to join us, not just as a viewer, but you can also join us and play a game if you like to. Just let us know in advance so we can pick a game that would fit all of us. Huge shout out to Henry Heck, who's been joining us for the last month, even though he was the initial member. Him and RPG were the initial members of the Just Playing live stream, but Henry quit on us because he's too cool. He's been now coming back and being consistent. But RPG, let the people know where they can find you.
Mostly you can just find me in Will's Discord. If you don't have the link, I'm sure Will will add it into the description or into the chat. But that's the main place you can find me. You can find me on PlayStation and Steam, but I don't have those available at this moment, but I will tag those into the comment section after the stream. But yeah, just add yourself into the Discord. There's always people in there. There's always conversation happening, and there's always people to play with. So whether you're playing Arc Raiders, whether you're playing Call of Duty, Battlefield, whatever,
Battlefield.
any multiplayer game, or even if you need help in a single player game, like you're playing Ghost of Yote, like what Nelson's playing right now.
Yes,
and
that's like that's what I Baldante fucking helps my ass out a lot.
Yeah, yeah, and like we got Lord
I'm
Metroid
like, bro,
in
how
there.
the fuck do I do this puzzle? And he'll do it in like 3 seconds. I'll be like, okay.
And Lord Metroid is always like on his Returnal vibe. He's like,
Yep.
yeah, if you need help in Returnal, you need help figuring it out, or you need that extra little help to get past Biome 6 or whatever. He's more than available to help you because he loves that game and he's wanting to play that game.
Absolutely.
So the Discord is the best place to reach any of us because we are in there 24/7, 365. I literally made a comment at 2:30 this morning and had a reply from Will at 2:32 this morning.
I was
like,
playing solitaire on my brand new PC.
I'm usually more active, but I slept basically all week.
Yeah, Nelson's been sick.
And I had a comment before I even got back into my bed after taking a piss. So
yeah,
that's the best place to find us. That's the best place to link with us, no matter the time. If you don't get a reply within that 2-minute area, you're gonna get a reply within that 6-hour area. And you can find any of our links to our PlayStation, to our Xbox, to our Steam, Nintendo, whatever, in our profiles on there.
I'm actually posting the link there right now for you guys. But I used to leave the link up there, but then we got weirdos coming in that I had no idea who they were. They didn't tell me, hey, I'm from the channel. And then they would say some weird shit, and I'm like, all right, you got to go. And look, my Discord is not sensitive at all. As a matter of fact, I have 3 rules, or 1 rule is this is a freedom of speech zone. We say whatever the fuck we want to say. Don't come in if you have thin skin. I mean that. And look, we have all sorts of people in there, man. We got people from all over the world. We got gay people in there. We have fucking they-thems in there. We have fucking retards in there like Nelson. We have everybody and anybody. You're more than welcome. I don't care, like I said earlier, what race, what your sexual preference is. I don't give a fuck about none of that. The question is, are you a gamer? That's it.
And if you are a spammer or a bot, you're really not going to hear me. But if you are one of those types of profiles or one of those type of advertisers, you will get banned within a quick minute.
Facts.
Because I am a moderator and you will not last.
At all. Nelson, let the people know where they can find you at besides the Discord.
Nelson Gaming Culture.
And go follow Nelson on YouTube. He's been so sick, but yeah, he's been posting Ghost of Yote on YouTube. Get the fuck out of here.
That's all I've played all weekend.
Yeah, okay.
I was out of bed like 4 hours this week. That's
Hey, how many red marks do you have on your slash in Ghost of Yote so far?
What do you mean?
Well, in the main villains you kill, you got your 6.
Oh, I've killed 3, I think.
So you got Uni and who else?
I just killed Kunitsu.
Okay, yeah. So you're probably 30-ish hours out.
I'm only 100 in, so.
Jesus.
Oh, fuck me, Christ.
Yeah.
I'm slow.
Yeah. That's why he only beats like 2 games a year, because he fucking literally takes 100. Dude, he took fucking like 90 hours
money
for.
Too. I'm looking for a place where I can farm some cash. I might go gamble for a couple days.
Bro, how do you run out of money in that game?
I don't know, but I do.
Like, that's
I need
insane.
the maps. I need the gear. I need the fucking.
That is insane to me.
I use a lot of explosive shit. So
have you beat the guy on top of the mountain?
Oh, I know. I guarantee you he hasn't.
I quit that shit.
Oh, yeah.
That dude fucking scooped me up and pooped me out. I fought him 6 times and it didn't go well, any of them, so.
I sent you that video of me beating him, so you know what it takes.
Yeah, well, that'll be last.
That's what I said, and then when I beat the game, I was like, fuck this.
It was my last boss I bought or I beat in that entire game was that guy right there.
All right, guys. Either way, thank you guys so much for hanging out. And have a happy New Year. Last year, I streamed during the actual New Year. I was playing Visions of Mana. I came home from my family thing a little bit early, so I was actually able to spend the New Year on the channel with you guys. I think I'm gonna do the same thing. This New Year, I'm gonna have my son with me, and he just wants to play games on his new PC. So we're probably gonna be at home, and I may be streaming that day. I'm like 85% sure. So if you are, come through on New Year's Eve, and we'll bring in the New Year together. Otherwise, go follow Nelson at Nelson Gaming Culture on YouTube and X. Go follow RPG on X and our Discord. And of course, you know where to find me. We'll catch you guys next year. Keep it gaming.